don't see it.
Oh my goodness.
All right, we should be live now.
How are we live? I don't even see a link. Come on, man.
I think that's because your phone is broken.
Wait. Oh, yeah.
Or your
It's on my phone.
laptop, whatever you're using to look for it.
Oh,
Yeah, we are live.
it didn't put it on my homepage.
I don't think anyone's watching because we're an hour late, so.
Nothing wrong with that.
Me too.
Prompt timing, of course,
Put
our
it
speciality.
on the Twitters. This is what, number 110? Is that what you said?
Indeed.
The tweet has been sent.
All praise the tweet god.
Did you see that people are actually... You know that picture I posted, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know that
No,
one.
no, no. People are
the,
taking that shit seriously, Bob. They are taking it seriously.
I know.
Not that
couldn't
one.
believe it.
It's not just your picture either. It's the other one that Cedar pointed.
deep-
That
The other one, yeah. I didn't see that other one.
yeah, that's what what's their name? Mike and EB were talking about on Coaster Radio. They were dead serious too.
I didn't hear.
Someone
They
said
were
it. Someone
serious?
someone said in a trip report and was like, "Oh, Cedar Point has a sign out with the new coaster teasing," and they're like, "Is it real?" And they were like, "Oh well, it could very well be real." Like and they start talking like how it could be real, maybe or maybe not.
So did you
They're like-
see?
They're like,
I
of
don't know
course
if
it's
you
Cedar
guys saw
Point.
the
They're like, of course
picture I
it's Cedar
posted
Point
from-
messing with us, but is it really fake or is it like is it are they messing with us to just as a joke or are they messing with us because it's actually coming? And I'm like, oh come on, this is not like yeah.
So
sorry.
did you guys see on Twitter? I posted a picture from Winter Chill Out of like a whiteboard where they wrote RMC T-Rex 526 feet.
Oh yeah.
I took a picture and
No,
shared
but
it.
it sounds
I mean,
great though. I think I saw it, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, so then like all of a sudden I like was scrolling through, I forget what I was scrolling through, and like there was like this I like WKYC like did a news story on how like, oh, there's teasers for a new roller coaster at Cedar Point. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, are you effing
I
kidding
mean,
me?
it's better than out.
But we are live, Bob.
Like for 5 months.
We are live.
Oops. Sorry guys.
PG-13. PG-13.
Well, yeah, we've got your one allowed F word to stay PG-13.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? One?
Yeah, because I said it
Yeah,
once.
so-
I,
I think so.
said it once, so you have one too.
Oopsie.
You got a
Yeah,
freebie.
so now on that you know, like go watch a PG-13 movie and look out for the one allowed F word.
Oh, I didn't know that was actually.
No,
Why-
it's real.
How does it? I believe it, but I mean, like, it's just it's such a weird thing. Why is
Oh,
it?
we're-
If you
too.
hear it once,
I-
why? Like, I don't.
It's just the way these things work. It's just like Titanic. They were allowed to have that nudity because it wasn't intended to be titillating. It was
That's a word.
artistic.
Yes,
Like,
artistic.
artistic. There
Uh-oh.
was I mean,
Wait.
That's a word.
Marcus has something to say.
Oh man.
We're listening, Marcus. I assume that's Marcus.
They can't. They're not in the chat, so they don't know.
Oh,
You guys don't go in the chat.
yeah, we're staying out like it's.
I can actually see if you guys are in there,
Like, I know you-
honestly. So if you do go in there, I'll just be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Bad
I
Andrew.
don't even-
Bad Clint. Get out of there.
yep. We're about to do the cooking by the book.
No, we're not. Please.
Oh, but
Well, it's been a little hazy today. That's why it's 10 o'clock, and we're gonna do the cooking by the book.
Oh.
Now, are you all starting to record on Zencaster, or are you not?
Yeah.
we will when we start the show. We're
Okay.
just live right now.
Bob has to do his like pre-show thing where he talks with Marcus about cooking by the book in for like 20 minutes, and it's his ritual.
Take
It
a
gets him
break,
motivated. Without it, there's no Bob. He's just not.
That's right.
There's no
That's right.
presence.
It's like the
Ah.
whole show sucks if Marcus doesn't come and like remind me to do the cooking by the book.
God, it's
It's
so
a vital
bad.
part.
So bad.
It's a vital
Oh.
pre-show.
Do you guys do the original Cooking by the Book or the Little Wayne?
Oh, the Little Wayne, of course.
Oh,
Did you see that she did on TikTok the actress Stephanie, or I forget what her real name is, she actually did a dance to that remix of the theme song on TikTok. It's hilarious.
Sounds hilarious. All right, so I'm gonna explain the rules one more time before I'll explain them again on air, just so everyone listening can also get it. But maybe this way, so you guys can grasp it a little bit more as well. So the rules are as follow. So the contestants, or you guys, will be given a factual statement in regards to an amusement park, roller coaster, manufacturer, designer, etc., and in regards to their statistics or history. Then 2 names will be given of, again, whatever, if it's amusement park, roller coaster, manufacturer, designer, whatever. We'll give you 2 names, and you'll have to choose which of the one you think the statement provided actually features, or, if it had that history or whatnot. Contestants will have 20 seconds to contemplate an answer, typing their responses into the chat feature we have provided. So you see that chat on the side there. At the end of 20 seconds, I'll say time, and you both will have to press submit and send in your answer. You have to do it at the same time, so you guys can't be like, oh crap, Andrew said this, I'm going to change it real quick, or Clint, oh, he said this real quick, I'm going to change it. How could I forget that? And then quickly change it. That way you guys both doing it in unison, so we all know that there wasn't an alteration of answers at the last second. And yeah, that's just the rules, really. Pretty simple. You got something to say?
So Clint, just so you're aware, you are Clint, not Novak.
Right. Fair enough.
Because when I say Clint, everybody automatically assumes Novak.
It's like, can I change my name?
You change your roller coaster enthusiast
You made
name.
me-
Yeah.
I'm a not Novak. I'm like, what's your first name?
I'm gonna say, welcome Clint to the show, and everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, Clint Novak's on the show again.
Like, I can confirm we did buy Volcano.
it's going in my backyard.
Oh my god, I would love it if BGW would actually has decided to rebuild Volcano. Do you? They're not going to, but do you realize how awesome that would be?
Like, I really would love to know more of the inside of that, because, I mean, like, could they have just refurbished the whole thing and just made it
Yeah.
Volcano's Revenge?
Well, that was
Get
the whole
out of
thing. It
here
was
with
supposed
your
to be
penny
2019. 2019, it was already slated to be the controls upgrade. Everything was supposed to be redone. Intimate was already under contract.
And then
And
Kane
then-
decided it was too much money.
Well, this is the thing. They had the contract. They already had the price set. But then King's Dominion decided they were going to use an unapproved part to repair Volcano, which caused damage. And then Cedar Fair basically expected Intamin to still honor the contract at the same price, including fixing the crap that they broke.
They're a goof up. Wow.
And Intamin's like, no, this is the new price. And that's where Cedar Fair is like, well, we're not paying that money. We're just screw everybody up.
What a
Bye,
much
bye,
crap.
Volcano, bye.
It really was a
Rest
dumb
in-
move.
That's Cedar Fair for you.
Yeah. It was funny. So at Winter Chill Out, they actually had the hydraulics open for Counselor Baxter. I was over there talking, and I forget what the mechanic said. He said something. He said something about Intimate, and I'm like, I was like, yeah, like nobody builds rides like Intamin. Like there's nothing that compares. And he was like, well, we've got a lot of other. I'm like, you cannot
The
deny
only company that's like
that Cedar
coming
Point
close
is
to
built by Intamin. Arrow started it, Intamin continued it. Like, if it wasn't for Intamin, Cedar Point would not be the mecca that it is. And I was like, yeah, the B&Ms are nice, but and I was like kind of hesitating. I was like not trying to be. And there were like 4 other people standing there, and they're like, just say it. We're all thinking it. Just say it. Like, yeah, the B&Ms do nothing. We need more Intamins. Like, exactly.
Yeah,
I do
I
think
mean, it was.
in the next 10 years, Mach is going to take over Intamin, at least.
I don't know. I mean,
Mach or Vekoma, they're going to give Intamin a run for their money.
I don't doubt that, but the Intamin's not afraid to do scary shit.
Whatever you want.
That's
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
but like Intamin is like they are not afraid to push the limits like as far as they possibly can. Mach,
Sometimes too far.
what's that? Well, yeah, but I mean that's you,
They innovated, and you got to give them credit for that.
and they still do. I know people like crap on them for like the recent things that seem like they copied, but like
I mean,
It's just
I
them
don't-
evolving.
it's
Yeah,
a bit
they're-
kind of like comparing like Toyota and BMW. Like Intamins were like BMW. They're flashier. They're faster. Maybe they're not necessarily reliable, but they're pushing the edge. Whereas you contrast Toyota, you need something reliable that's going to cycle people through. There you go. You got your B&M.
Yeah, I mean, and B&M definitely has their place, but like, and that was the other thing we were talking about. Like, there was like Kane's Island. Like everybody there agreed. The thing that Kane's Island is missing is that hold my beer Intamin.
Well, I mean, we'll trade. We'll send Intimidator to them, and then they could give us Topper Track Beast to King's
I
Dominion.
like that idea.
No, let's bring Mystic Timbers.
That's great too.
Titan Track Mystic Timbers.
Titan Track Mystic
No.
Timbers.
No,
What's Titan
no,
Track?
no.
That's the new
It's the,
GCI.
GCI Steel Track.
It's the new GCI RMC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
GC.
I
I'm
still
telling
think
you.
Gravity Group is a better manufacturer than Gravity Group, and or not. Gravity Group is the better manufacturer.
Yeah, then GCI. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, absolutely. But I think GCI's. I don't.
Like,
I don't
I
think
have never
GCI's
gotten
the
off of a
same.
Gravity Group and just disappointed.
Oh my
Voyage is the
God,
greatest roller
Gra-
coaster of all time. So
Gravity Group's amazing.
I feel like GCI, Gravity Group, B&M, and Intamin, they kind of all share similarities, with GCI and B&M kind of falling in the same category, and Gravity Group and Intamin falling in the same categories. If you look at their catalogs,
Maybe I could see that. But here's the thing: I don't think I really seriously don't think GCI is the same company going forward. I think they've changed, and I don't think we're going to see the same stuff out of them. I just have that feeling.
I think they're going the Titan Track path. I think they're going to be riding that hard.
I think they're selling out basically.
Yeah, they're going down the RMC path of let's just convert everything that instead of building ground up. Well, RMC actually looks like they might be doing more ground up stuff now, which is good. But GCI is kind of filling that that hole now, though.
All right, should we get started here?
Yes, we should.
Do you want me to try to record in Audacity, or are we just gonna do?
Nah, I think we just
Zencaster.
do Zencaster full all the way, ride it all the way. Yeah.
I'm glad you said that.
The bad problem is we can't test our audio in Zencaster, but hopefully everything's just good. It goes well.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Andrew
Oh
disappeared.
no.
Andrew's gone. He's out of here.
Hopefully he'll return.
That would be the
Let me
hope.
Actually, while we're doing that, I'm going to back out and see if I can change my name really quickly.
What? It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Nobody will see that anyway.
That's right. Nobody can see my display name outside of
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, it's just us.
I can kick you guys out. I didn't even realize that.
I think we scared Andrew away.
We're
He's like,
Oh,
"Oh
no.
no, we're gonna start."
It's kind of
actually going to be doing the podcast now.
Uh-oh.
He just full on left. Should
I
I?
wonder if his browser crashed
Could be.
because he says he was using an older MacBook Air, I believe. I don't think he was have a lot of memory.
All right.
I asked him if
so,
he had internet issues. I asked him that. I'll see what he says.
we will be starting soon. Good thing we didn't start. So we probably would have lost.
Oh God!
In the middle.
Yeah, come on. He said he's trying to reopen the link and it's being weird.
Yeah, butterfly. Cannot access microphone.
Oh God!
That's probably what's going on. Tell him he might have to restart his browser because that happened to me. Hey, there he is.
All right.
Yeah, I have no clue what happened. So that's cool.
Oh, look, his health check passed with warnings too. What browser are you using?
I'm just using Chrome. That's what it auto opened on my
Well,
computer.
there goes that. There goes that theory. What warning is it? What warning is it giving you?
I
It says it's recommended memory of 8 gigabytes.
you know.
That's what.
Yeah, I also like cracked my computer screen yesterday, so
It's not good.
it's going great. It's not that bad. I don't know how it broke.
All right. Are we ready?
Should be.
I think so.
Is everybody good?
Well, I guess you're doing the start, so
Yeah, and it already does a 3, 2, 1. So.
We need Craig in here to say now recording.
Yeah, we do. Nobody else gets
I
that.
want to
but-
wait file that.
Yeah.
Marcus does if he's still there. He's probably not still there though.
No, I think they're recording. So
I think they switched to using Zencaster.
because of our recommendation.
Yep.
It's good. All right.
I did a podcast with Your Favorite Coaster Sucks, and it was not on Zencaster.
What was it on?
What did they use? Uh-oh.
That is my favorite software. Yeah.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh God.
Oh,
Just mid drink.
your housemates need to turn off their torrents.
Oh God. It actually is good that we didn't start recording. I guess that's probably what happened.
He's gonna.
He was thirsty, man.
Nope. Hey.
Hey.
For those in the
Whoa! What? Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back.
All of a sudden, everybody
I
just.
froze. I was so confused.
You just froze with the bottle of whatever you're drinking in your mouth, and it was just like, holy crap, he's thirsty.
For like 15 seconds, you were
Just holding it there.
Oh, there he goes again.
Oh,
My goal is making the spit his drink.
What
out
do
all
they
over the
use for their recording though? Do you remember?
I'd have to look like deep and email links and.
Yeah.
Actually, I might be able to find it.
That's okay.
It also doesn't help. I'm in the basement, which is where my room is, so the Wi-Fi isn't the strongest.
Gotcha.
But
So
let's see if I can find some views.
just so you're aware, if somebody's audio, like we're hearing audio skipping, just keep going because Zencaster records on your local machine. So like it shouldn't affect the final recording.
Unless you literally can't hear us. Like if we're just
Yeah,
breaking,
yeah.
but if we're breaking up a little bit and you can still make out what we're saying, then just keep going with it until it clears up. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha. That should be fine. Oh yeah, it is deep on. Oh, money.
You might want to close other stuff that if you have other
Um,
stuff open too, just in case.
The only thing I can think of that may also be open is like my email, because I had to click on the link.
All right.
Which, if anything, I have a studio I can move to out there, which should be a little better.
All right.
Seems to be working okay now though. So it's just I think James was saying that you don't have the recommended 8 gigs of RAM.
Either he does, but it could be that you guys don't either, but you guys do at the same time. So.
Well, no, we have storage space.
Oh no,
yeah,
it was
yours is about the local storage space, actually. Yeah.
Like, I got it wiped not too long ago, so.
I don't know. I think it might be giving errors that aren't really.
Errors.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I have a score counter.
My day was busy, Cam. This is anytime James says, "Hey, I have a cool idea for the podcast this week. I should just write it down that something's going to happen and I have to go to work that day." It doesn't matter what it is. James is like, "Oh, this is a great idea. Can you get on a little bit early?" Sure. And then like an hour later, get a ticket. We need this Thursday. Has to be Thursday. Can't be any other day. Just a given.
If it's any other day, it's invalid.
Without failure.
Well, so like all these hard drives were supposed to be installed like 2 weeks ago, and they weren't getting the vendor was like not able to get the hard drives. They finally got them, and they're like, we have no choice. We have to have hard drives in service by Friday. We have to. So they took a small amount of them and sent them 2-day, so that a whole pallet of hard drives sent 2-day. So they arrived at 11:30 today.
Does that
And
show
now
up with a lift gate trailer?
I don't even know how. Well, I know they had Southwest Air stickers on them, so they obviously came from through Southwest from California. It's not middle. No, it came the whole way from California.
Do you have a forklift at your center, or does I guess?
Oh yeah, they all have. Yeah, they have full loading docks, pallet jacks.
Okay.
Yeah, people don't understand how much industrial stuff I actually do, like pallets and stuff. Yeah.
Did you watch This Does Not Compute on YouTube?
No.
He's a YouTuber. His day job is some sort of data center work, and he was showing this 500-pound decommissioned crazy server.
Oh yeah, I deal with that stuff all the time. Full of hard drives. Yeah, 500 pounds is not. Maybe not quite 500. Well, yes.
It was
anyway.
a lot. It was at least 250 to 3.
Yeah, that would reach easily. All right, are we ready for this?
I don't know. You guys want to do some more technical talk?
We can talk. You should have known this when you got Clint on here.
No, it'll be all right.
Just the middle of the podcast.
So what kind of forklift you guys got?
All right, I'm ready to go. You guys
I'll
ready?
keep my jobs in entertainment. Thank you very much.
All right.
Hopefully.
All right. Let me hold on. Let me pop out my chat and swap windows here. so that I can actually see the whole Zencaster screen.
Instead of the part of one.
There we go.
I might
Alright.
try and
Great.
move a little closer to our Wi-Fi router.
All right, that sounds
Okay.
good.
You having issues?
You
having
not
issues
right
hearing
now,
us?
it's just... No, I can hear you guys just fine. Sometimes the screen gets a little buggy, but
I mean, if you want to, it's up to
That's
you.
about
If you
it.
think it'll help, it's your call. Better to do it now before we start, I guess. If
Yeah.
you're going to.
yeah,
Like I believe in
I
Ethernet.
probably should just quickly say. I would need
Well,
like a
I say
30
that being on my
40 foot
laptop,
Ethernet cable.
but
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm on right now. So it won't
I
be
have
too
my
long.
smart TV wired.
Yeah, I don't have.
Jeez.
What do you have a smart TV for?
They're all smart now.
I'm
Yeah,
still
I
here, don't
assure
worry.
you.
My 40-inch 4K TV replaced a 26-inch CRT 1080i CRT.
Is that one of those TVs that you bought and you're like, this is never leaving the house because it's so heavy?
Luckily, it's movable. It's 80. It only weighs 80 pounds.
My apartment does not have any wiring capabilities at all. It's all it actually works pretty well though,
This should be
because
better.
it's small. So I actually use I have power Ethernet.
Power bridges. Okay, those are actually
Yeah.
really nice.
I just have that going out to my 3D printer and a phone, out in my kitchen. But like everything else is like right in the second bedroom, where the cable line comes in and like my server's there and just like everything happens right there. All right.
All right. Are we good to go?
Should be.
Maybe. Possible. Maybe.
Well, ready or not, here we go.
Ready or not?
Do live.
All right, so we'll go then. We're coming back from, this is the second half of the show, so I'm going to be announcing it as if we're coming back from the break, because we do like a little break middle of the show. I don't know if you guys listen to the actual finished podcast at all. So we come back from we have like a little break in the middle of the show, so this is the second half. And then I'll introduce you guys and read the rules and we'll get into it. Bob, you want to read the first question there, since I'll be like talking a lot, and then that way you can...
Sure.
All right, and then we'll alter back and forth between there. Are we ready? I'm afraid something's gonna happen. I'm
Hey,
gonna click record, and it's gonna be like,
Is that test
Error.
question correct?
yes, it is.
Is it really?
Yeah. Did you not know that? I mean, it doesn't matter.
Huh.
I can tell them test question because it's a test question. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just let them do it on air. We'll do it live so they can actually see how it works. So we can. All right. Well, let's.
Continuing to reference Bill O'Reilly on
What was that?
Bob loves to use that line, so
the viral video of the
Yeah.
Was it Bill O'Reilly went ape on?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's I mean I can't do the whole thing. That's what I say. That's
Yeah, we
that's
can't- we
exactly
can't-
what the reference was.
we
We'll do
can't-
live.
We can't do the
It's exactly
the other
what that-
portion of it. As you stated, the PG-13 only allows it once. So. All right. I'm clicking record. Here we go. This is it. All right, everyone, and welcome back from the break. Joining us now, we have two contestants for the game we're going to be playing called Which One Is It? We have Clint with us. And say something.
Oh, howdy. How's everyone?
Yeah, I'll edit it. It's fine. And then we have Andrew with us as well.
Hello.
All right. So the rules of the game are as follows. Contestants are going to be given a factual statement in regards to an amusement park, roller coaster manufacturer, roller coaster, or designer. And then 2 names will be given, leading the contestants to have to choose which of the 2 actually feature the statement that we provided. Contestants will have 20 seconds to contemplate and then write their answer into the chat feature that we have provided for them. At the end of the 20 seconds, both contestants will submit their answer in unison or as close to as possible in order to refrain from either changing their answer at the last second. Because we know how easy it would be to just go, oh crap, how could I forget? It's this. And then you see the other person's answer and you're like, oh yeah, that's it. All right. So of course we're going to have a test question here so you guys can kind of get the idea of what all is going to be involved in this. The first question, or the test question, is this roller coaster has a drop of 320 feet. And the 2 answers that we are provided that you have to choose between are Fury 325 or Intimidator 305. So you guys will have 20 seconds now to contemplate, and then at the end of the 20 seconds, I'll tell you to answer the question.
$20 seconds is a long time.
Yeah, it kind of is. I'm not going to lie. Especially for such an easy question. Maybe 10 seconds? But, I mean, some of these get hard, so...
We'll see as the game goes on.
Why don't we just let them, whoever answers first in the chat wins?
Correctly.
No, I mean, both should be able to get a point, though.
So is the bid 20
Oh,
seconds?
yeah.
See, it didn't really work. It didn't even work in
Oh, that's how we're doing it.
We didn't
Yeah.
even keep track.
We didn't... All right, we might need to restart here
I
now.
thought about just putting Intimidator 305 for the joke.
Yeah, that would be good. No, I would... I broke it again. Welcome back. How was that ride?
Better than Fury.
And now Clint's just a guest, apparently.
Clint's probably fighting with a microphone.
So should we change it to 10 seconds then? Maybe? 5? I mean, I think some of these questions get hard, so they might need that time to think.
Yeah. Or Google.
True. I guess if we give them too much time, they might Google it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like 5 seconds is really going to be it, because you get the time to read for you to read the question.
All right, I'm fine with that.
Oh, buddy.
So it's going to be they can both... So technically they could both tie is what we're
Technically, but the chances of that happening are very low. But technically,
saying. I
yes.
don't know. Maybe they know what they're talking about.
I
Maybe
mean,
these
no.
questions...
Both have
Definitely
admitted.
not.
Both have admitted they're probably going to get one wrong. So,
I'll probably get plenty wrong. I'm a terrible enthusiast. I haven't been anywhere further than Cedar
Well,
Point.
maybe they're both equally terrible.
true. But hey, you got a 50% chance. You literally just guess one of the answers we give you, and you have a 50% chance of being right. That's the benefit of this game. We're not just telling you to. You don't have to guess the answer. You have to choose between 2. So technically, yes, one of them could tie. If they tie, we could go to like a bonus question, I guess, and make a super
All right,
hard.
so are you going to count down so they know when to hit enter?
Would you guys prefer? Do you guys want me to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Does that work? I was just gonna say, all right, guys, now submit. Like after it's been 5 seconds, but I can count it down if you want, and then say submit. Preference?
Take a jingle and add it in post.
I could. Then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now it's time for the fun. I don't know. Do you guys need a countdown? Yes or no?
No, I don't need a countdown.
Do you just want me to? So you just want me after 5 seconds to say now submit, and you guys both go and submit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that works.
But just don't submit before I say submit. Yeah, that's the only rule then. All right, we can restart then. I like how we keep every time we're starting a recording, you guys get shifted around to different. All right. So, and yes, I should have said that when I introduce you guys, please say what's up or hey or something.
Should we like introduce ourselves to our home park?
Yeah, you could do that. You guys give us a little bit about yourself. Sure.
I just got to stop myself from saying Paramount's King's Dominion.
All right.
Can I just like go full flex and say I'm the only enthusiast with a girlfriend? Does that count?
Could say that. That's a fun fact.
Fun fact.
Like, it's only notable if she's out of bed. Like, my girlfriend goes to bed at like 9 o'clock.
She lives like 5 states away from me, so might be.
Oof, it stinks, man.
Yeah, it's not
We
that
knew
bad.
one last year. Timmy had one, but since gone. And it was non roller coaster enthusiast girlfriend too. So on top of that, like it was a girl that didn't even like roller coasters. So that was tough, I'm sure.
My girlfriend has 800 more followers than me, so that's how my life's going.
All right, so let's get into this. Yeah, just introduce yourselves. Whatever you feel. Home park would be good. Favorite roller coaster, whatever. Great. Girlfriend, sure.
Like, and my girlfriend's
Totally.
already in bed.
Start talking about girls on the show. How we don't have.
I never.
All right. Let's go into it. All right, let's get into it. Here we go. All right, everyone. Welcome back from the break. Along with us now, we have two contestants for the game show we're going to be participating in today called Which One Is It? This is a game show where, as you can tell by the name, the contestants are going to be guessing what coaster out of the two we give them is... I'm messing this up pretty badly. All right, I'm redoing that, guys. Here we go.
Do it live.
We'll do it live. Nah, we're not doing it live. This is the exact opposite. The live stream gets this aspect of it. All right, here we go. I was trying to give the rules before we even introduced you guys, and I was like, I don't want to do that actually because the rules are kind of long. And then, all right, here we go. What? No. Fuck. I guess it makes you start a new recording every time.
Every time.
If you stop,
Everyone
the
are
recording.
PG-13.
If you stop, yeah, that's it. Oh, wow. If you stop, that's it. Like that's all you can do. Like you can't just continue the recording you already did. It makes you start a new one. I did not realize that. That's kind of dumb. I thought that was an option that I had to. All right. Here we go. This one will be good though, hon. We're going. Here we go.
Fingers crossed.
All right, everyone, and welcome back from the break. Along with us now, we have two contestants for the game we're going to be playing today. Which one is it? Along with us, we have Clint.
Hi, I'm Clint. My home park is King's Dominion, and my favorite coaster is Diamondback.
And then we have, along with us, Andrew.
Hello. Home park is Alabama Adventure. Favorite roller coaster is The Voyage, and I have an enthusiast girlfriend, so that's pretty cool.
What?
There's
That's unheard of.
there's not many
They
of those.
exist.
There's not many of those in circulation.
Yeah. All right. Well, of course, as stated, we're going to be playing the game. Which one is it? Here, I'll explain the rules real quick. The contestants are going to be given a factual statement in regards to an amusement park, a roller coaster manufacturer, or a roller coaster designer. Then, two names will be given, leading to the contestants to have to choose which of the two actually feature the statement provided. Contestants will have 5 seconds to contemplate and then answer, typing their responses into the chat feature we have provided for them. At the end of that 5 seconds, I will say, please submit, and you both will have to submit in unison or as close to as possible, because we understand that there might be some delay depending on your internet and everything. But in order, we want to keep you guys from possibly changing your answer if you see the other contestants answer and you go, oh crap, how did I not think of that? All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to start with the test question here, just to get you guys an idea of what this game will be like. The test question is as follows. This roller coaster has a drop of 320 feet. Would that be Fury 325 or Intimidator 305? You guys have 5 seconds. All right, and that's 5 seconds, so please submit your answers. Yes, and obviously you guys both chose the correct answer, Fury 325. I love Clint. You changed your name to Clint, not Novak. That's awesome. I just realized that. Everyone probably thought when I said Clint, they were like, "Oh, here's Clint Novak," and no, it is not. It's this Clint. It's the equally as good Clint, right? We don't discriminate based on your last name. All right.
Unless it starts with Novak.
It's just to clarify, I do not own Volcano.
And you're not going to be putting a GCI in your parking lot, right? All right.
So
All right.
Bob, take it away with the actual first question of the game.
This is for the first point.
Indeed.
This company bought the Paramount Parks. Was it Six Flags or Cedar Fair?
All right, and that's 5 seconds. Please submit answers. You guys got the correct answer. Cedar Fair is the company that bought Six Flags. All right, so now on to the second question that we have here. This is the longest roller coaster in the world. Is it Steel Dragon 2000 or the Ultimate? That is 5 seconds. And you guys got the correct answer again. Steel Dragon 2000 is the correct answer here. And as you guys can probably tell, these questions are starting off rather easy. We do get more difficult, both for the audience's standpoint. We want you guys to understand that, and the contestants. These are not going to be this easy as we get more into this game here.
All right. So the third question. This is the only coaster model to contain the Skyloop element. Is it the Mars Skyloop or the Premier Skyrocket 2?
And that's 5 seconds. Please submit. Good. You guys
got it. I hope you got that one.
Yeah, I had to contain my laughter there for a second.
No, it's totally a skyrocket too.
The Skyrocket's not. The Skyloop doesn't have the Skyloop.
I'm not gonna lie, at first when you just said the Skyloop, I thought X Coaster, and I was like, that doesn't seem right at all.
Yeah.
That's some other
I don't know, like,
weird element.
It doesn't take much to get into weird naming conventions, so you can't disregard anything.
That is true. That is true. As you might
I
be
was
able to
kind of
tell,
hoping that you would like go with the that's too obvious, so it must be the other thing.
And now we haven't made it to 7th grade yet.
Oh man.
Sorry, it's passing right now.
All right. So the fourth question, and as we get further on, we will ask you. Obviously, the first couple of questions here were so easy we didn't need to, but we will want to understand your thought process behind some of the more difficult questions as we arrive at them. So question 4. This roller coaster was the world's fastest until Top Thrill Dragster opened. Is it Dodadampa or Superman Escape from Krypton? That's 5 seconds. It was Dodadampa. You guys are correct. Dodadampa held the title from 2001 to 2003.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I
That's
was like, how fast? Because they sped up the launch recently. They're like fairly.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Technically, it was Dodampa, not Dodadampa.
true.
I
Yeah,
Because Dodadampa, I think, changed in 2017.
yeah. From the
and they did make it faster.
Yeah, and they took out the top hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because well, I think that would have hurt.
Yeah, that's a great hurt.
Hypersonic was an experience.
I'm so. I wish I would have got to ride that.
Same. So bad.
It hurt so
Never
bad.
even came close.
Come on, the real holy grail is none of his rode Drakenfire.
Oh, I know.
That's true. I did not read that.
I know one person who did, and apparently they loved it.
I know one as well, but yeah, I really would have loved to get
It's
on that.
entirely possible we're thinking of the same person.
Probably, honestly. Is it Mike?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shut up, Mike.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I think he even talked about it when he came on. So.
So the one person that liked it, you guys both know.
Yeah.
It's not a very good
Yeah.
sample
We don't have a
size,
large
gentlemen.
pool. Yeah, we don't have a large pool here of people who wrote it, but we have somebody. Yes. So moving on. Question number 5.
This manufacturer made the now defunct Scooby's Ghoster Coaster at Kings Island. Was it PTC or CaraPro?
And that's 5 seconds. It was
Oh.
ChiraPro. Yes, that is the correct answer, Clint.
Got it right?
Man, y'all gave me a start because I'm pretty sure that the original one is still at Kings Island. Is it called Beastie again?
No.
No.
it's called
So
Woodstock Express.
this is actually a different coaster. It is. It's well now it's Woodstock Express, but so that's the thing. At Kings Island, it was never actually called, or no, it was actually called Scooby Doo's Ghoster Coaster, the wooden one, for a while. Then it went to Beastie. No, actually, it was always Beastie
No, Beastie
at
was
Kings
first.
Island.
Yeah.
It was always Beastie, and I don't think it ever did change to Scooby Doo. Now that I think about it, so what they did have was the CaraPro. It was like a suspended coaster, like a kiddie suspended coaster. That was the Scooby Ghoster Coaster there.
And that was not related to those weird set point things, right?
No, you mean like the roller soaker stuff?
Yes.
No, I don't
you mean
think
the-
so.
They were not related.
It was related to pterodactyl flyers, though. Because so it's interesting. Pterodactyl flyers was not built by CaraPro, but it was. It looks like a CaraPro, and it turns out that they actually originally went to CaraPro to get that ride, and then didn't go through with it. But it was already designed, and it seems like some kind of weirdness happened, and somebody else built the CaraPro. That's a bizarre thing, but
It was the Wish.com version.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so Clint has the lead now with 5 points to 4. And moving on to question number 6. Which came first, the B&M invert or the B&M sit down? You have 5 seconds. And you have time. You guys both selected the invert. That is correct. The invert is the
I
first.
thought I was going to get you on that one.
Oh.
I actually
it's
thought I was
either-
going to get you.
To no avail.
Well, I thought Kumba at first because I was like, open in '93, and then I was like, when did Batman the Ride open? Like Great
Yeah.
America, it was the year before. So
Indeed.
so close.
It's kind of a weird thing that they started out with a stand up and then invert, and then they finally made a sit down.
All right.
Was Iron Wolf their very, very first coaster?
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Stand up.
I don't know what their second one was, but their third was Vortex at Carowinds, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so,
I got
yes.
throw up on that ride.
Yeah.
I got my junk destroyed on that ride.
Yeah, I'm not
I
really
rode it
sure
2
which
times.
is worse.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Because you people don't know
That
how to
doesn't
ride
wa-
stand ups.
That doesn't wash off.
No, I like to
Hey,
Stand up is Georgia Scorcher.
I love Gorgeous
By far.
Scorcho. I liked Apocalypse a lot in America. Vortex just sucks.
I never heard his Firebrain.
The Togos were better.
Shockwave was good. I like Shockwave.
Hot take.
I like the
Yeah.
Helix on Shockwave a lot.
Shockwave, King
Yeah.
Cobra, and Skyrider. I rode them all. They were all amazing.
And I did not get to ride King Cobra sadly.
Did you? you ride Skyrider?
No.
So you were only on one of the Togo stand-ups.
Yeah, so I only got to ride
That's what
one
you're
of
saying.
them. I have ridden all
Y'all
3
remember
racer
when
clones.
Six Flags St. Louis put stand-up trains or Togo stand-up trains on their mine train? Or it wasn't. St.
That
Louis,
wasn't
they
Togo
put 'em on a
trains.
corkscrew.
I think that was somebody else, wasn't it?
They look like Togo trains, but I think
Did they hurt?
I don't remember where it was.
I heard that was a
Togo's,
horrible,
like,
horrible
trains.
thing.
Yeah, it was just an aero corkscrew coaster, but with bad stand-up trains on it.
Ugh,
Yeah,
That's an awful combination.
that just sounds like nightmare fuel.
wait,
But yeah,
it was.
then
I thought it was
the
a mine
trains,
train.
Like, it may no. Well, it was something. I remember the name was Extreme Roller, and then from there, they like had to convert it back because the stand-up trains put too much stress on the track because they were so heavy. And
Yeah,
so,
y'all- We're on the honor system here, so y'all are going to have to go verify that.
I'm working on that.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys cannot get on.
You said
It
it
Google.
was
was called Extreme.
Did you say over
Roller.
Georgia?
I think you said St. Louis.
No.
St. Louis.
Yeah. I think, if I'm remembering correctly.
I don't know. I'm not finding anything about that.
I need to figure this out.
Pause the game real quick, everyone.
It was River King Mine Train. In
That is that same one. That was
1984,
right.
stand-up trains were installed, and the name was changed to the Railblazer. This became one of the
I thought it
first
was
stand-up
Extreme
roller
Roller.
coasters in the world. Due to problems with the stand-up trains, they were removed after the 1984 season, and the original trains were put back on.
Yep.
So it was a mine train. There weren't any inversions.
Okay.
But I don't
Oh.
I
I
don't
thought
think it
they-
was Togo trains.
Well, considering
It
what
may
else
have
happened in
been-
1984, I can see why that was forgotten about.
Yeah.
So everybody that rode it had their head bashed. So
Exactly.
remember it.
They
I
don't
don't
remember
remember
it.
it.
Mind erased, right?
God.
Oh.
I was hoping they
Such
had
a
pictures
golden
of it here.
opportunity. I know. I feel like they did put stand-up trains on a corkscrew though, or on a corkscrew model.
Is that one of Dan Snyder's ideas?
Oh god. If it was horrible, it probably was.
Oh,
Man, I may be wrong, but I really don't think that, because I don't think you could actually fit a stand-up train on an aero corkscrew. 'Cause I think it would be too. I think you'd have clearance issues with that.
maybe. I'd have to look into it a little more.
So it actually also had. Oh, interesting. River King Mine Train actually had 2 tracks.
Oh.
And one of the tracks was renamed Thunder Express and later moved to. Wait, it was sold to Dollywood, where it was renamed Thunder Express, and later moved to Magic Springs and Crystal Falls as Big Bad John, where it still operates
That's
with
how it operates.
modifications.
Big John.
Here's Johnny.
That's according to Wikipedia. So
Hmm.
take
Yeah.
some salt. And Wikipedia doesn't seem to indicate stand-up trains at all. At least in my skimming. Well. Oh, wait.
Wikipedia does, yeah. During the 84 season, major altercations to the ride, including an addition of stand-up cars.
Oh, somebody flew from the ride and was killed.
Oh.
Yeah, the modification.
That's
yeah.
probably why the.
It may have been Togo trains after all.
Yeah, oh, come on now.
Uh,
I have to ask this question. Have you ever rode a Togo stand-up? Did
I was not able to, not yet.
Yeah. So yeah, you see the thing is the Togo stand-ups were actually not manufactured in the U.S. like the other Togo coasters. So the stand-ups were actually, as far as I know, they were actually imported from Japan, and they were actually really good, really good. They were smooth and just they were just really good. I really enjoyed them, and their train. I think their trains are better than B&M's.
Were they really good?
They were
B&M's
really
trains
good.
just need more flexibility.
All right, well, let's
Anyway,
resume.
move on. Yeah, we were playing a game or something, weren't we?
Yeah, I think that might have been the point of the show. Yeah, today.
It was 7 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. So, question number 7. This was Intamin's first roller coaster. Is it Wilderness Run or American Eagle?
All right, it's been 5 seconds. Please submit. Andrew got it with Wilderness Run. That is the correct answer. Clint,
Yeah.
you did not. So that means it's back to tied. It's 6-6 now. All right. Question number 8 now. Moving on. This was B&M's first dive coaster. Was it Oblivion or was it Shikra? All right, and time. Both of you got that correct. Of course, it's Oblivion, yes. And
Rico was the first North America, right?
yes, Shikra
Yeah.
was the first in North America.
Opened in 2005.
All right. So, we are at
Number 9.
number 9. This was where the first Batman the Ride was located. Was it Six Flags Great Adventure or Six Flags Great America?
And please submit. Ooh. All right, Clint, we got that. Incorrect, sadly. It was Great America. Did you like that? Did you like that? I like that setup there.
I was waiting for it.
I was like, I was so confused. I was like, no.
It's like Disneyland, Disney World. I could never. Great Adventure, Great America. It's just.
Yeah. It opened. The first one opened at Six Flags Great America in 92. So the next year, 93, Great Adventures would open. So. All right.
Opened later.
No, it was the year after. That's why I was such a I thought more difficult question, because they both, even if you knew both opened within the same vicinity of each other, you would have to think which one opened the first year though, like which one was the predecessor the year before. But moving on to question 10 now.
What was the oldest operating steel roller coaster? Was it Montaña Souza or Matterhorn bobsleds?
All right, in time, please submit the answers. All right, so again, Clint, you got the answer incorrect. Andrew, Andrew got it correct with Montaña Souza. That is the correct response. Matterhorn was the first tubular steel track roller coaster.
Oh.
Yeah. So Andrew's up 9-7.
Oh.
Do you guys want to explain any thought process there? Did you just go with it, Andrew? Did you just feel that was too obscure of a name to be given, or?
Yeah. At first, I thought you said Montaña Russo, which I was like, isn't that a wooden coaster in Mexico? And then I was like, if you're going that far out there for a coaster name, it has to be that one. So.
Yeah, for Bob to go international, that has to be the correct answer, right?
Yeah. Next question is going to be like, Doda Dompa is in America.
All right. This was Arrow's last coaster excluding X2. Tennessee Tornado or Psycho Mouse? And that is time. Both contestants answered incorrectly for this question, actually. It is not Tennessee
I had a
Tornado.
feeling.
Psycho Mouse was the correct answer.
What
Any?
even is that?
It is I'm not even.
They actually built two mice were their last. I should have wrote that down.
I agree.
I will find this for you.
Did they officially liquidate and then SNS bought their assets?
Yes.
After
Yes.
X2.
So all Arrow designs and everything is property of SNS. Yeah. So
hypothetically, we could see another custom looper.
yeah, but I mean, they're not going to use Arrow's
Yeah.
track for that. That just wouldn't make sense. I mean, they could bring back the suspended coaster.
So it was basically it's just a Wild Mouse. It's just Arrow Wild
Yes.
Mouse.
Psycho Mouse was built
Where
at
is it?
California's Great America in 2001.
Oh.
It's still
And
operating
then-
too. I forgot about
Yeah.
that completely.
Before that was actually Mad Mouse at Valley Fair. That was
I
actually
was
built in
thinking of,
'99, which was the same year as Tennessee Tornado. It just
So then
opened.
was Psycho Mouse built in 2000? Or
Psycho Mouse was built in 2001.
okay. That would make sense.
And then, I mean, X2 is really their last, but there's some debate on who that actually is since
Yeah.
the park actually finished.
That's
it,
why we
so-
included that little disclaimer there. All right. So question 12 now. This California B&M invert was previously known as Top Gun. Is it Flight Deck or Silver Bullet? And that is time. All right, so we got two different answers from the contestants. The correct answer being Flight Deck. Flight Deck
Yep.
at California's Great America was previously known as Top
This
Gun.
is what I get for giving Cedar Fair the benefit of the doubt of being creative with their naming.
The only reason
Was-
I knew that is because Kings Island's the bat now, with the same name change, went from Flight Deck, or went from Top Gun to Flight Deck,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah,
What's
did-
the invert
Switch
at
over to that.
Carowinds called?
Oh yeah, Top
What's
Gun's
that?
been used. Afterburn was Top Gun as well. They
Oh, that's
there were 3 Top Guns, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
not mistaken. The one at Great America, Kings Island, and Carowinds.
Wasn't there one at
Oh, and
Wonderland?
Wonderland.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, their SLC.
They're yeah,
SLC? Yep,
indeed.
which is now Flight Deck as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that is one of my least favorite rides of all time. All right.
like mine would be Vacoma Dutchman. Ooh.
Ah, I like those.
What?
I love
read
those.
all
How do you
3 of
not
them.
like
I read all
those?
3 of them.
Come
They were
on, Clint.
amazing.
Those things rock.
Nighthawk feels like a plane crash, and I absolutely love it.
I love Nighthawk. I love Batwing and I loved Firehawk.
I got to ride
Whichever
Firehawk
one's
a
at
good bit.
Kings Island and at Carowinds.
Yeah, Firehawk and Nighthawk, yeah.
Yep. I finally
Well,
got to
so
ride
Firehawk. Well, Firehawk was also X-Flight at Geauga Lake.
and it was one of the first 2, right? With Stealth.
Yeah, so that's also Stealth. No, Stealth is actually Nighthawk.
Yeah, now. And it had that whole
That
the
was
thing
that
that
was
some
the
movies-
test. That was the prototype, and then Batwing and X-Flight were the second ones that were built. They're clones of each other. X-Flight moved to Kings Island.
Didn't they
Um,
like add an element to those 2 after Stealth?
One of them is
There's
different, right?
there's different there's a couple differences between them. I mean, the layout is different, but there's also some different things with the trains. So the trains on the second ones were actually supposed to start reclining on the way up the lift hill, but they never actually got those to work right.
That's Vekoma for you.
Then there was an issue with Nighthawk where something happened and the lock position was somehow turned off in the middle of the flight, and people were like flopping up and down during the ride.
Not a Flying Dutchman anymore. It's like a.
So some changes happened
You're
after
number
that
one
as
right
well.
there.
No, I love Nighthawk. I love them all. I love them all.
I love them.
I really wish they would build more of them.
They're great.
They're excellent. I really.
Clint, you need to revisit them.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially
guess
Batwing at Six Flags America.
Is
Yeah.
that the one in Glen Burnie?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
ish. Yeah, that
Yeah.
area. Upper Marlboro.
Near DC.
Marlboro.
Marlboro.
Yeah, it's one of those places.
All right, on to question 13.
Oh, buddy.
This was the last LIM impulse coaster built by Intamin. Was it still Venom or Wicked Twister?
And that's time. Good. Both of you answering correctly this time with the answer Steel Venom, which is correct. So both of you get a point there. It is now, I'll update the score, 11-8. Andrew is still up.
Just for fun, there actually is a newer impulse model that uses LSM. It was
Indeed.
built last year, I
Yep.
believe. It's in China. I almost put that. Then I was like, no, they're gonna hear that weird name that they don't recognize, and they're gonna automatically know that's what I'm talking about. So that's why I changed it to. That's why I changed it to LIM Impulse.
All right. Moving on to question 14 here. This famous roller coaster designer had bad motion sickness. Is it Warner Stengel or Ron Toomer? And that is time. The correct answer being Ron Toomer. So, Andrew, you get that point there. Ron Toomer did not enjoy riding his roller coasters. He much preferred drawing them up on the engineering table. That was his go-to.
The only reason I guessed Toomer was this old documentary when he's talking about Dragonfire, and he says like the smallest one offline about how he doesn't like riding them.
Oh, so you had
Yeah.
a little bit of insider information there. That's all right. So, final question of the night. Looks like we have a pretty clear winner, but we're still going to obviously finish it out strong with the last one. Question 15. What is the oldest operating steel-tracked hybrid coaster? Is it bobsleds or Little Dipper? And that is time. All right, and the two final responses we got from Andrew and from Clint were Little Dipper and bobsleds. The correct answer was bobsleds. So, Clint, you had the correct answer. So the final score, 12-9. Andrew came out victorious in this one. Thank you guys both so much for coming on and playing with us. It was an honor and a great time to have you on here. It was a lot of fun.
as they both do the good game in the chat.
Gotta support.
Yeah, and Andrew, I think we have possibly a box of goodies that Bob might be able to let you choose from here after the show to consolidate your win here. So,
I'm beyond excited.
Woohoo! Anticipation, I know, is through the roof right now.
Box.
It's just killing me.
It's through the roof, I
You get
know.
a stack of misprinted tickets from Dollywood.
Yeah.
I'm calling those on
The
eBay.
arcade.
A piece of drywall from my apartment.
This-
All
You
right.
just see him like punch a hole.
Right
I-
behind it, just pull it out. Yeah, here you go.
I would say I could 3D print you a roller coaster or something, but I can't 3D print anything yet. 'Cause it's still fighting with that stupid thing.
If he could 3D print, he would 3D print.
mean, I'm eventually going to drive down the road and try to visit Coaster Dynamics.
uh-huh.
Oh yeah, they're not far from you.
Yeah.
It's like a
I
20-minute
have
car
11
ride.
of their nano coasters, and I love them.
Oh, I love him too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I drove out there in the middle of the summer, but there's signs saying like we're not letting people in the building for COVID was still up.
Also, I didn't realize how large the coaster cutouts were until I saw one in person at SeaWorld Orlando, and they are like massive. Really makes you want like the Cedar Point ones that are like 3 feet long.
Yeah.
Oh really? I didn't realize they were that big.
Yeah, they're big. I saw them
Yeah,
at
no,
Bush.
I was on their website because they released a dragster one, and in like the little description it says a 3-foot long dragster coaster. And I'm like, well, now I have to buy it because it's amazing.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
They'll probably
that's
sell it
a-
for $200 though. So.
They're
had
still
to,
up right now, and I'm probably gonna get one.
Yeah, I was ironically at Kings Island when I discovered Coaster Dynamics, and my friend was looking at the box. Was like, "Hey, isn't that just down the street from your house?" Sure enough, yeah, they're
It's
yeah.
20 minutes up the road here.
Yeah, that's
funny.
awesome.
I've known about Coaster Dynamics since their statics models, if you remember those.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have 2 of them. Right.
Oh. Yeah, those are rare to come by. That's excellent.
Yeah, I have the Beast and I have Shikra, and they're really, really cool.
That's awesome. All right, well, we're going to get on with the show, guys. So thank you so much for joining us again. It was a privilege and an honor to have you guys on. We really appreciate it.
Well, no, thank you.
Of course.
Cool. Y'all have a great night.
Yes. Take it easy.
All right, there we go. So, that is it. Thank you guys for coming on. That means a lot. For real, for real.
Of
Good
course.
time.
Oh, show. All right. Well, we'll see you guys all. We'll talk to you guys later. I'm sure both of you. We'll see you at the parks, right?
Totally.
Cool.
You guys are
So,
close to
James, are
Overjoyed,
we
but
going
I'm
to
not opening
Discord?
there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Discord so we can record the rest on Audacity.
All right, works for me. All right, guys, we'll see you. You guys can join us in live chat.
If you
You guys
want.
have a great
You're-
night. It is
You're
wow after
Yeah.
11. Wow.
I know. Gotta
Always fun.
conk out. All right, I'll see you guys. Thank you.
all right. See you guys.
Just gonna keep that up, to be honest. All you guys can hear is me right now. That's pretty cool. Nobody else can even speak because I'm the only one that's on air. Let me get Bob on here though so you guys can talk with that goofball. And he's back.
All right. I am back.
That's good. That was good. That was a good game.
That was. I like that.
All right. Yeah, I don't know if we'll do that specific game again, but doing game shows from now on is definitely a plan, I think. I like that. I like doing a game show every once in a while. I want to have more interviews, too, with, like, industry people. But I do like the game show aspect, too. We should do that more often.
Yeah, Cam thinks we should as well.
Yep. Yep, that's why I said that, yeah. All right. So I think we're just going to continue with the audio only, because I don't even know if the other screen's working right now. It's not, so we'll just stay true to what they actually says, and we'll just do an audio only tonight. Oh, wait, actually, that's a lie.
It's a lie.
That is a
Lying.
lie. I'm lying. I just
Lying
lied.
to us.
I lied to you guys. Because I want to, when we talk about Kentucky Kingdom, I actually want to make that a video on the YouTube channel, so I'm going to have to record us. Because anytime we talk about some big news, we get a lot of people like to watch us. And we just went up like a bunch of subscribers, and we have no content right now because we haven't produced a video in like 2 weeks, so, or 2 months, I mean.
Sounds good. Did you notice our live stream? I was, for the life of me, I couldn't understand like what was going on with why the 110 was blue. Apparently YouTube does hashtags now.
They do hashtags?
So, yeah, apparently. So, in like right now, number 110 is actually a hashtag.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that. I think they've been doing it. I don't know.
I that's the first I've seen it like that.
1 second. I'm trying to get this cord.
I think they've had hashtags, but it's never been the title. It automatically like made the title.
I don't know. I've seen it happen before, but I don't know. I don't know when they started it. All right, let's transition over.
All right, we don't even have a rundown, do we?
Nope. So that's another issue.
I guess that would be an issue.
Maybe, might be. Depends on your point of view. Would we truly be Coaster Talk if we had a rundown, though? Here, I'm going to transition over. Bob, you're in my way.
I am.
You are. You're killing me, Bob.
What? What did I do?
Anywhere I put you, you're in my way. Just discording.
Are we gonna lead with Kentucky Kingdom, or are we gonna save that to later?
Do you think we should lead with Kentucky Kingdom?
I don't know.
Do you think we should lead with Kentucky?
I don't know. What do you think, Cam?
What do you think, audience?
We need a producer. You're gonna have. I didn't get a chance to watch the press conference, so
We need a board.
you'll have to. No, we don't need a board. We just need a producer.
We can answer to some shareholders. Oh, how the
We don't
turntables
have
have.
any shares to hold.
Oh, how the turntables have turned to the turns. All right, here we go. Let's transition over so you can see our beautiful faces. Hello. Can you guys see us and hear us okay? Still. I think you can. I'm pretty sure you can. Everything looks okay. Everything should be okay. All right. So the thing is, what link are you going to provide for Kentucky Kingdom?
It's already on there.
All right. I don't know if you're going to do like the press release from Hershend or from Kentucky Kingdom, or because there's so many different links talking about different things. I actually took notes for once on a topic.
You're going to be talking about all that because I didn't get a chance to.
Because there's so much stuff that they talked about, and every single article had different stuff.
Good
to talk
Lord.
about. I know. I mean, some of it's kind of basic stuff that you probably know too, but some of it isn't. I do need to find Hershen's. They released a statement that said a lot of stuff, and I didn't want to write it down because it would have took up like 15 pages. And so the time has come, and so my love, I must go.
All right, Cam and Pam and anybody else there,
And Fram,
help us out with some news. Fram, Ham.
Lamb.
I'm tired already. Do you want to talk about the last SCAD tower being closed? I didn't know those were a thing. Now I do, and I'm sad because I want to go on one, and now there aren't any.
Do you want to talk about Knoebel's ride/ticket passes questions?
Yeah. I saw that pop up. I was like, wait, Knoebel's news. No, no, it's not.
Peppa Pig theme park coming to Legoland, Florida resort.
Oh my God, they actually did a whole news story about. Oh no, they deleted it. Oh my God. They're. Oh wait, no, maybe they didn't delete it.
On the Peppa Park?
No.
On the SCAD tower.
Oh no, WKYC, it's still there. You just can't watch it on Reddit.
What are you referring to?
The
SCAD tower?
the new coaster coming to Cedar Point.
Oh, they did. Yeah, I saw that article.
It's not an article. There's a whole like.
I saw someone post something about like a news coverage of that.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That laugh was the most genuine laugh I've ever heard in my life. From you.
I can't believe. Oh, I cannot believe like people are like this is just like. This is just unreal. And people are still going on about it. And Tony Clark even like.
It is an article.
Okay. What's that?
It's an article too. They had the article and a video.
Yeah.
Not only is Cedar Point great at creating record-breaking
Dude,
roller coasters.
you just got really whoa. Why are you so loud all of a sudden?
I don't know.
Dude, like you all of a sudden got really loud for me.
Am I still really loud?
Yes.
I'm not sure, Bob.
Oh my God, it's painfully loud. I mean, I could turn
Turn your volume
I guess
down.
I could turn. Yeah, but like.
Is that the same for everybody, or is it just me? Or is it just
I mean,
Bob?
I don't know. Maybe it was.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
it was just something when I started my audio, or started the video. It like changed. I don't know. Do you want to talk about these dummies?
oh no, I think
we're gonna talk about.
we'll talk about them when you talk about Cedar Point, though. That's what you're talking about at the beginning of the show. So just do that as the
Oh.
first news story, then.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about the Peppa Pig park?
Sure. My niece and nephew will be happy about that. Maybe. What? I don't know. You do something with that.
Do something with that. Yes, sir.
Wait, higher capacity limits in Virginia. Where? We have a news story for that?
I was not aware of that. Apparently, California is allowing for parks to reopen too. I thought someone said that. Or if they're not, I don't know. Someone said something about California allowing, and I was like, really? I haven't heard that, but okay. Have you heard anything pertaining to that?
No, I have not. Oh, I guess it helps if I spell Virginia right.
It might help that, yeah.
Curfew ending. Capacity limits headed toward expansion in Virginia.
All right, you can paste that there then.
Wait, is that parks though? Oh, look, West Virginia as well.
Camden Park, you got your good go ahead. You want to talk about lightning
No,
rod?
they haven't changed. Nothing changes for parks.
Are you telling me?
It's still. Yeah, entertainment venues, outdoor entertainment and public amusement venues will be allowed to operate with up to 1,000 individuals or at 30% capacity, whichever is lower. That's what it was already, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
You lied, Pam. You got my hopes up. Why do they say it's a key change? Like, oh, if current trends continue, these venues may be allowed to operate at 30% capacity with no cap. Starting in April. So I guess you're partially right. We could put that one.
I was just tuning you out completely. What did you say? I didn't.
Well, first I was right. Nothing changes, but then it says if current trends
Suffice, kind of.
if current trends continue, they'll be able to operate at 30% capacity with no cap in April.
Do you want to talk about lightning rod testing? Everyone's going crazy.
I mean, we can mention it, but I don't think there's much to talk about. Hey, it's testing.
It's testing?
Right? I mean, that's it. What else are we going to say about it?
It's steel.
So what was the other? Oh, California.
I like how even the idea of Kentucky Kingdom selling alcohol is up for debate.
Well, no, they actually said.
No, I know they said this, it's allowed.
What's her name?
I know they said it's allowed. Like, but people
Yeah.
are saying that that's a good or bad thing. Like some people are like, "Yay," and then some people are like, "Oh, this is awful. Why, boo." Like
It's awful that they're still going to continue selling it.
Yes.
What? Why?
Someone said something bad about it. Let me see. Someone was like, "Oh yeah, here we go. This is the beginning of the wild adventures like trend or something like that." And I was like, "They've always sold alcohol."
I mean, I'm not saying that they should introduce it to Silver Dollar City and Dollywood, but
I think they could do it with no harm. Apparently, that's like a big
I don't.
thing in the area of Pigeon Forge. Like, there's different booze testing and trying out. So, I mean, I feel like that would be a good
No,
bet.
but I'm saying it's not like Kentucky Kingdom having alcohol means that that's going to happen at Dollywood. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
no, no,
not
no, no, no.
for
I
it.
agree. I agree with that.
They already do what? Pam, you said they already do, just not after 10. But you think that's changing. What are you referring to?
I think she's talking about the ban on alcohol right now, maybe. After 10, you can't have alcohol in Virginia.
Oh, well, we weren't talking about Virginia and alcohol.
I mean, I know that's a rule in Virginia right now, is that you can't have alcohol, serve alcohol after 10.
Yeah. She must be lagged. And in 5 minutes, we'll see her say, "No, I'm not." Yeah, I'm not finding anything really reliable about California reopening. It's just, it looks like it's just articles about like Magic Mountain and Great America setting their
I
opening
found
dates,
one
but that
about a
doesn't.
legislator.
Yeah, I see that. He's calling for it, but that doesn't mean anything.
I
People have
know,
been
yeah.
calling for it for the last
For the last year and a half.
multiple months.
Oh.
That's I can't believe people actually believe that stuff at Cedar Point.
Looks like that SCAD tower might actually open up somewhere else.
Yeah, there's talk about it. They're gonna try to, but what is the most underrated coaster?
I love how they disgust you.
It's just like it gets so old.
Oh, Great America with their Ace No Coaster Con video. I think they
Wait, what?
Great America was like teasing like an RMC. Everyone's like, oh, they're doing an RMC treatment or something of a roller. Because in the video they're like, what do we have in store? We don't know. And then there's like a guy with like a construction thing, and he's like, everyone's been teasing it. It's been a rumor that this whatever coaster, I forgot what it's named. I think it's like something Eagle or something at Great America. Is a wooden coaster is going to get RMC.
American Eagle.
American Eagle, maybe. Yeah,
That was one of the questions.
it might be American Eagle. No,
That was Intamin's second roller coaster.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was American Eagle. Oh yeah, it is. All right, I'm reading it now. Nothing really groundbreaking. They teased rumors of an RMC Eagle and something replacing Buccaneer Battle. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably just more of like a tease.
So I think that's what my family's been kind of settling on. We're doing Michigan's Adventure and Six Flags Great America.
During CoasterCon?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess.
For the whole week, you're doing those two parks?
Well, we usually don't consume a whole week.
I thought you said it was going to be a week trip.
I mean, we'll drive out probably Sunday, hit Michigan's Adventure on Monday.
Are you going to drive around or are you going to use the ferry?
We're going to use the ferry. Because why not?
It's kind of fun, yeah.
And then I don't know. I'm thinking that we'll go like Tuesday. We'll take the ferry and like me. one sister, maybe both sisters. We might go to Six Flags Great America that evening, but my mom won't go. But then the next day we'll all go for the whole day.
Gotcha.
So then we'll drive back Thursday.
Sounds good. And then you can meet us at a CoasterCon. You can meet up with us at a park.
Yeah, I'm not spending that money for 2 days.
I'm saying you can meet up with us though. You don't have to be a part of CoasterCon.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could.
Do you want to talk about SeaWorld and their Q4 returns or anything? I don't really know.
If you want to, it's up to you. I'm really indifferent to stuff like that. In the Loop covers that. What Pam must be really lagged. Or she just quit listening.
I think she just stopped listening.
That could be.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to talk about. We might as well talk about. I can't find anything else to talk about. So we should try Kentucky Kingdom. I mean, SeaWorld. I mean, this is the highest the stock has ever been. That's kind of crazy. Since they were publicly traded in 2013. Regardless of whether or not you want to say that means anything. It's kind of cool.
I mean, it's fun. We can talk about it. It's not a bad. Yeah, let's go throw it in there. We'll talk about it.
So we're talking about their Q4 results. So I'll
Oh God.
I'll link that. But we'll also talk about how their stock's high.
Iron Gwazi could possibly be opening in the area of the first week of April. Is there any? Oh, God.
Yes.
Shut up, people. Just shut up.
Yes. Should I just link the full? I'm just linking the full PDF here. It's quite a bit of. That's their Q4 earnings right there.
Wait, wait.
I just linked SeaWorld's Q4. Reports and results.
Why is Pam asking for real? I have no idea what the context is.
Pam, you awake? Yeah. Oh, I think because Cam said watch Pantheon open when we were in. Oh, I think she was saying for real to your Iron Gwazi comment.
Oh, well, no, it's just people being stupid on Reddit.
He had to get you back for that Virginia restriction capacity down thing. He had to get your hopes up there. All right.
Six Flags announces details on 2021 season, which will include the debut of record-breaking Jersey Devil coaster.
We already knew that. What? We already knew that. Oh man, people kill me.
There's this article says nothing.
Just blank.
I mean, it might as well be. Oh, look. Here's what is the most overrated coaster. All of them.
People being cynical.
No, it's just I'm not the only one that gets tired of this crap. I mean, this one's currently at 0 votes. So, oh yeah, Peppa Pig. You didn't add a link yet, did you?
Did not actually.
Where should we put it? We'll do it after Velocicoaster.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Yeah. Tempesto will be closed, yeah, I believe, yes, for the next BGW event. I believe it is only... I think Alpengeist and Loch Ness are closed too.
You gotta do maintenance on it sometime.
Both of those coasters have been... Oh, well, I guess Alpengeist, but Loch Ness has been closed for like months, so...
Yeah,
They
I'm saying Tempesto. Hasn't Tempesto? No, it
Tempesto hasn't
actually
been open either. Alpengeist, you can make a case for they need to do maintenance, but they had it closed too for a while there too, so they could have done maintenance then. They've had time to do maintenance on everything, so whether or not that's what they're saying is the excuse or not, it's whatever, but that's definitely like kind of a weak excuse because they've had all their rides closed at one point. God, what the heck? Come on. Come on.
Wait, so this is a standalone park?
I believe it's not even in Legoland.
So Legoland's becoming a resort. Like every park in Florida is becoming a resort. SeaWorld's missing out.
And they're doing good. They're selling.
They're gonna build this whole park in a year.
It's probably pretty small.
I mean, I guess kids park is easier. It'll be open year round. I would hope so. Interesting. All right, then. Peppa Pig's coming. All right, I think we got to run down here. Oh, yeah, Fun Spot Resort. I mean, Fun Spot's more of a family entertainment center. SeaWorld's just going to build a light rail out to Busch Gardens. Here, stay in our SeaWorld hotel and
watch us abuse animals for free.
I don't think they really abuse animals.
I don't
anymore.
either. I never really think they were abusing them per se.
No, I don't think they really abused them. I think that.
I think it's all perception. I was just kidding. That was a joke.
Yeah, I get that now. I think the orcas is a little like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to have a enclosure big enough for them.
Yeah, but that's not like abuse. I can see it maybe like
right.
mistreatment.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not like yeah. I never really did think that.
Yeah, I thought the Blackfish thing was kind of malarkey.
And I really don't think that Blackfish hurt them as bad as some people make it out to be. I mean, obviously there is impact, but
I think it hurt them. I mean, I think it hurt them pretty bad. Their image was greatly hurt. The thing is, people don't realize that like Busch Gardens Williamsburg is owned by SeaWorld. So people will go to Busch Gardens and not even really comprehend that. Like my friends will, like when I say SeaWorld, like I've mentioned SeaWorld to my friends and they'll go, "Oh, those are the guys that abused animals or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's a Busch Garden. They own Busch Gardens. And they're like, what? Like, they don't even realize that. So, like, it's just, I think in that sense, maybe, like, the Busch parks, I think, kept them afloat. But SeaWorld parks were bashed really strongly there for a while. Like, people were like, banned, like, don't ever go back, boycott SeaWorld. There's still freaks that, like, do the protest outside their resort. I mean, outside their properties.
I'm not saying there weren't. I'm not saying there weren't people, but I think SeaWorld had other issues that was leading to their downfall.
Sure, but I think that was a large piece of it.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't think it lasted more than a couple of years, though. Anyway.
I'm looking at these results right now. There's a lot here. I don't know what exactly we should talk about.
I'm gonna fall asleep into that. Ugh.
Do you want to talk about the adjusted EBITDA?
The what?
The adjusted EBITDA. That's something to do. I don't know what that means. The net cash.
I do not wish to talk about that. I don't know what it is.
Term B5 loans. Revolving credit facility. Secondary priority senior notes.
Senior notes?
Yeah. They're sending notes to seniors.
That's what I was kind of going for.
Seniors in high school, though, or seniors in terms of age? One is a felony, and one is just kind of weird.
This is just a test of me talking normally. And this is a test of me talking a little bit louder. I think I might need to turn my audio up a little bit. Brace yourself, guys. I might get a little bit loud.
It's because you're talking in such a monotone fashion, too.
If I want to talk in a single tone, I'll talk in a single tone.
Earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. That is what EBITDA means.
Amortization?
Yeah.
What is amortization?
I would imagine it's something to do with finances.
Thanks for that, James.
Amortization is an accounting technique used in periodically lowering the book value of a loan or intangible asset over a set period of time. Holy crap balls. And then there's like a formula that looks like the I. Okay, that's a variable. I was about to say.
Dude, we're not talking about formulas.
There's a formula that I thought for a second was using imaginary numbers, and I'm like, how are they doing that?
Well, sure, why not? Might as well.
It would mean the same thing to me and you, probably.
Are you what are we waiting for? We have a rundown here. Are you
What are we gonna talk about this? I'll just go through like the highlights they have here.
That works.
They have like 4 things listed as their Q4 highlights. I'll just talk about how their stuff is down, which is expected because of COVID.
Yeah, you talk about that, and I'll say why they suck. Why their membership sucks.
But they're some of your favorite parks.
They are.
But they suck.
Their membership sucks.
I love them, but they suck. I'm going to open all these links individually and as slowly as possible real quick.
I'm going to fall asleep.
Bob, it's only 12. Come on.
Huh?
We know darn well we go longer than 12, typically.
Not before we start half the show. I mean, yes, we'll be after midnight to finish, but
this is by far the longest I think we're going to go if we Don't start here soon. We still have to finish the second half too. Alrighty, ready? So you can start off by telling us about your doodle-doo-doos at Cedar Point. And your doodle-doo-dahs too. And then we'll get into we'll just, like you can just say, save that story you saw the whiteboard for the very end. And then we can be like, and these idiots actually took it and made a story about it. And that's our first story tonight or something like that.
All right.
All right.
3. Oh, wait, hold on a second.
Wait a second.
3,
My camera.
4, 5.
10, 8, 7, 4, 20, 19.
Did you get all the audio from...
I have not gotten it yet. But I mean, I still have the site up, so.
You should download it real quick.
If you want to wait even longer, all right. I'll download it real quick.
It won't take that long.
Everything's doing that thing where it loads really fastly. I mean, where it loads.
All right. Just don't lose it.
As long as I keep the site open, right? I think I can exit out and then go
I
back
don't
too, because
know.
it's a project that we have open on. It's saved to Zencaster. I mean, I have episode. Like I can go back to. I can go back to my dashboard.
Okay, then that's different. I thought if like site closed, like if your computer would crash, you would not be able to get back to it.
No, I think I can go back to it. Let me see though. I'm testing my theory.
Well, did you download first?
No, I didn't exit out of the other tab though. I'm in another tab,
Oh,
seeing if I could access the same audio.
dude, all this time you could have it downloaded.
Yeah, I'll be able to see it. It doesn't matter. I can still see it. All right. Are you ready? Wait.
3.
I'm just kidding. All right.
3, 2.
Hola and welcome to Coaster Talk Podcast. My name is James.
And I'm Bob.
Welcome back to the Coaster Talk Podcast. This is episode number 110. It's February 28th, 2021. You're listening to your source for everything roller coasters. I used some Spanish there, Bob. Something a little south of the border, or I guess you could go across the pond there and go to Spain, but you traveled somewhere completely different than either of those locations this weekend.
I did. I went to Ohio.
Talk about luxury.
It was cold.
Yeah, I can imagine.
As much as the country is.
As much as the name of the event insinuates.
Yes, it was a winter chill out.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved the pins they gave us this year. They said, what was it? It was, I froze my mask off at Winter Chill Out 2021.
Excellent.
It was pretty great.
That is good.
It was a great event as always. I added to my collection of pictures of me
touching roller coasters,
holding roller coasters, touching roller coasters. It was there was a lot of cool things. Some repeat stuff. One thing this year, it's an understandable thing, but the one thing that was a little bit frustrating was they had the presentation segment in the ballroom, which is the old building. Like I think it's not really. I mean, it's old. It's actually a really cool building, but it's really old. And they don't really have heat or anything. But here's the thing about this though. He actually kind of explained it. Well, first of all, Jason actually brought up a really interesting point. This isn't Cedar Point's first pandemic.
Yeah, no, it's not. No.
And that's what he brought up. The building that we were in actually was there for the pandemic that happened in 1918. Is that
17 or 18? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So So yeah, it's interesting enough. But he explained some things with the building, and he pointed out where there's like these ventilation areas like around the roof because it was designed before there was such a thing as like really heating or air conditioning. So it was like designed to keep you cool, and it did even in winter. But the bigger problem with it was really hard to hear, just because the building was, I don't know, echoey, or I don't know. So a lot of things I may have missed some things, but it also didn't seem like they really had a whole lot of new stuff to report. They did mention that Still Vengeance this year. They said it's, Still Vengeance is so exciting because every year it gets something new. Because it always has a new way to secure your loose articles.
Of course.
So this year they're actually going to they're going to do kind of the thing that everybody has been telling them to do.
After all these years.
But don't worry. They're still going to charge you for lockers for your bags and stuff. Like if you have a backpack or something like that, still got to pay for a locker for that because God forbid they give up those funds. But what they're going to do is, as you go through, you can keep your keys, wallet, cell phone with you.
Yeah.
And in line, and as you approach the station, you're going to actually have an opportunity to use a free small locker to put those items in. And then you'll ride, and then when you get off, you retrieve the items from that locker from the other side.
That's excellent.
So this is kind of this may be the best idea they've had yet. I mean, people have kind of told them this is the best idea they could have, so they're finally listening. I think hopefully it goes well.
It might have been a case of like when you tell your parents how to parent you, they just push back so hard. No, my way's the right way, and then later on they're like, I guess you were right. Actually, my kid was right. That's how I should have probably handled that.
Maybe. Well, what? Okay, sure. Yeah. So anyway, I can't think of really anything that I heard that was really new information. They're obviously they're doing the 150th anniversary next year, even though it'll be the 151st anniversary. But that's because of the delay, and they're not doing it. I forget what the dates are, but it's not going to last the entire year. So you have to go between certain dates.
So it'll only be the 150th anniversary during the 151st anniversary for a specific amount of time.
only for a few months. And I will tell you this: they did let us take a peek, and when I say a peek, I mean they literally drilled little peepholes in plywood for us to look through to see the floats that are going to be in the 150th parade. They are cool. They are really cool.
Wow.
There's a float with a roller coaster on it, which looks really cool. They wouldn't tell me if that roller coaster is operating or not. We'll have to find out. They have
would that be their 20th?
Maybe.
There we go.
Yeah. So like I really seriously that stuff looks really cool. I think that's really all. I mean, we got to see, we actually this year we actually got to get up close and personal with a lot of coasters. We were down the Millennium Force first drop. We actually were right under it. They opened up the security gate for us to literally walk up right under the drop, and I found a Wildcat car, which was really cool. Yeah. A lot of people, I don't know. It was kind of like when I asked, there was an employee standing back there, and I said, "Is that a Wildcat car?" And it kind of like it took them by surprise that somebody recognized it. I think, like that somebody knew what it was. I don't think I was the only one because my sister said she heard somebody else talking about it. I mean, obviously I wouldn't be the only one, but It was kind of cool. Like I told him that, and he's like, "Yeah, do you want your picture?" And I'm like, "Heck yeah!" So I got a picture in the Wildcat car. We got to go to the infield of Still Vengeance, but didn't get to like get up close and personal. We got to get up close and personal with the entrance to Maverick's Tunnel, which was pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, so I mean, it was just some of the same stuff, like being able to see some things that you don't typically get to see.
Yeah.
We got to walk through the games area, a restaurant. My niece and nephew had a blast.
You got to walk through a restaurant?
We did.
That is so cool.
It was actually neat. They actually had this little tour. We actually got to walk through the back of a restaurant to see where they prepared food and stuff.
You should. That's when you should have pulled out the "I used to be a manager at Pizza Hut" card.
Yeah, no.
You don't even know what I know about restaurants, man.
No, I will not even say that because Pizza Hut is not a typical restaurant. I will be the first to say that. It's pizza. I mean,
yeah, I know.
It's not like a short order cook or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But so here's the really funny part. As I was walking through, so we went through everything, and the group that we were in had the time frame that we could go over to the Amazement Shop, which is Cedar Point's off peninsula maintenance. This is where they do the bulk of their maintenance on roller coaster trains.
Mm-hmm.
They have one on site that's at the time it really is a lot of Intamin stuff that happens there. Mm-hmm. We actually got to hold a Millennium Force wheel, which was a lot heavier than you'd think.
Oh yeah,
and my nephew wanted to take a picture of me holding it, and the employee leaned over and said, "How long can you hold that thing?" I was like, "I don't know." How much is this wheel worth to you? But yeah, so some of that stuff happens on site. We got to see that one too, but the bulk of the train stuff, the roller coaster train stuff, happens off peninsula. They truck it over in the off season, so we got to go over there, and we got to walk through some of the areas, and I happened to notice, and I had a really good laugh about it. They have this whiteboard where they just kind of had the status of all the different trains. And then they had footers to be installed March 1st.
Mm-hmm.
RMC T-Rex, 526 feet. And they drew a little roller coaster layout. And there was a couple other things on there. And I had a good laugh. I took a picture of it, and I was really good. That's a pretty good troll. That was in my
job well done. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to bring us to our first news story.
Indeed.
WKYC is reporting that Cedar Point is getting a new roller coaster for 2022.
Yeah. Yep.
So apparently there was another sign that I didn't catch, that said new coaster coming in 2020 or 2022. I didn't see that one, but anybody that knows Cedar Point knows Winter Chill Out is basically Tony Clark's time to troll us. And we all know it, and we all laugh at it. We love it. It's like part of just going to Winter Chill Out.
Yeah. Yeah. And
yep.
And
what KYC just took it hook, line,
and in whose mind is it realistic for a park to post a big red sign that says the sign that they referenced, not even the drawing that you referenced, but the sign they referenced? It's a big red sign. It says "Top Secret" on it. New roller coaster 2020 in big writing. Authorized personnel only. What park has ever done that? Like. It's not like new roller coaster over here. Hey, everyone, look, it's over here. Come check. Like big top secret riding. Like that's just
here's the
doesn't
thing.
Make any sense?
That's probably a true statement, but it's probably like a model that they're building in the museum project or something like that. Because that was another thing that was mentioned. The museum is not going to be ready to open this year, so that'll be in 2022. So
gotcha.
I mean. That could be what they're referencing.
Maybe, but I mean,
I don't
still,
know.
this
I mean,
sign seems overly exaggerated.
Right, exactly. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say there is no way Cedar Point's going to get a new roller coaster in 2022, but I can tell you I'm pretty sure Cedar Point's not going to get a roller coaster in 2022.
And if they are getting
They're
one,
not
this is
spending
not
money.
like meant to be taken seriously, and like they're not
Yeah.
getting like what your reference said, like putting in footers and March and doing all that. Like that's not happening. So
Yeah, I mean they're not like this is the other thing. Cedar Fair is not gonna or Cedar Point's not gonna start building a coaster at this point because they don't want it. They're not gonna want it to be visible during the season.
yeah.
They basically are gonna start building it at the end of the season so that they can work on it through the winter. I mean that's how. I was gonna say that's how parks operate, but Six Flags seems to come up with their own schedules that make no sense.
They're just doing it when they're just like we got to do it when we can do it. we don't have a set.
So anyway, WKYC, you fell for it, and you fell for it hard. Tony Clark actually even posted a tweet about it, like, haha, this is a joke. Like he usually doesn't do this, but like like I think this got so out of hand that I think that it was like he was like and then like I even remember somebody like replied and said, oh well, yeah, you're not saying that yet. He even replied to that like, no, stop, come on. Like it's crazy. Yeah, so our first story is Cedar Point is probably not getting a coaster for 2022.
Yep, and also
it's like the inverse story.
Yeah, in all reality, it's the exact opposite, most likely. They're getting the 150th anniversary for a couple of months there in 2021 and 2022. Who knows? But it's probably not going to be a coaster.
Yeah, I mean, we're like Cedar Fair just isn't. They've said they're not going to be spending on capex.
Yeah,
even before COVID. Then COVID hit. I just don't see it happening unless it was something that was like the contract was signed a long time ago. But in that case, why haven't they started building it yet?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing, it just doesn't fit the timeline. It doesn't make sense.
There's still a chance, of course, low probability, but from our perspective, it's pretty
these were
unlikely.
Absolute trolls. That's all this was. This was absolute trolling because
even if there's a coaster, let's point out
year.
It's not going to be a 520-foot T-Rex. I mean,
oh yeah. Oh my God. I mean, yeah. That's. I mean, yeah. It's just not.
Also,
I don't even think Armsy's ready to build something like that.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so.
They didn't even build a T-Rex at all, so...
Yeah, we haven't seen much revelation come from that. We don't really know what's going on with that project, so I don't know if we'd see them just be like, yeah, let's just go for it and build the first 500-foot coaster of all time. And with the model we haven't really discussed or tested or done anything with.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's a troll.
Also in the news, though, is something that we briefly touched on last week because it was merely a tease and a rumor on last week's episode, and since then we've learned so much more. Last week we brought up that Kentucky Kingdom was teasing a map of some sort with different locations, and we were going, oh, well, it could be these parks, it could be this park, it could be here, there, and we didn't really know what we were looking at. I think we even came to some point where we were like, this could just very well be just a tease from the Kentucky Kingdom social media team. We didn't know what we were looking at. However, we did...
Actually, though, do you remember that I actually said, because Jefferson actually posted his personal Twitter about him throwing darts at a dartboard and just saying me coming up with like random places for a background for an image.
Yeah.
And then we said, yeah, it sounds like there's nothing to this. And then I said...
Unless, yeah.
Maybe somebody hit the nail on the head.
Maybe someone hit
and
the
he's
dart.
Trying to cover his tracks.
Maybe the dart reference was exactly purposeful. Like, hey, Someone hit the head. They hit the middle of the dartboard there.
Yeah.
Hey, and the actual
It
original
seems
tweet
like
I
they
saw,
did.
the original tweet I saw from Kentucky Kingdom that said, read between the lines. It said like, I'm having a roller coaster of a day, read between the lines. And they did like a bunch of different like graphs that were like going up and down like a roller coaster.
I did see
Did you see that tweet? All right, so read between the lines. They actually hid a tweet on there. If you click, like, there was a hidden tweet that they hid from the actual I guess somebody commented and they hid it. And so if you clicked on that hidden tweet, it was someone replying Herschen ? So I think that might have been them.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So they were giving us some bits and pieces there. I didn't see that until it was too late, until we already figured out what happened, and that is that Kentucky Kingdom has been bought by Herschen. All of the people that were stating, "Oh, I think it's lining up with all the Herschen properties," were the correct ones. That's what this was. The park has been, well, not acquired by Herschen. The right to operate the park has been acquired by Herschen. I mean, the Kentucky Fair State Board still owns the park, but they
do they own the park? They own the land. Do they own the rides?
I believe they own the rides. Yes, I believe all that Herschen owns is the right to operate the park. I think that's all they own. I believe all the property is belonging to the State Fair Board, yes. And that's why the State Fair Board has such a say in everything.
Well, yeah, I know. Like,
takes place.
it's all kinds of a convoluted mess down there.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what the status of the rides were. Because when Six Flags, there was an issue when Six Flags left because they were like, okay.
Well, and that's exactly why Six Flags couldn't just demolish everything like they planned on.
Yeah.
Is because I believe Kentucky Kingdom is owned. All the assets are owned by the board, and yeah. So as far as I'm aware, the deal includes Herschen having to inject $7 million into the park in capital funding. I don't know if there's a specific time limit that they have to invest that money in, like if it's the next 5 years, $7 million, or if it's the next 2 years or 1 year. I don't know, but I did hear that $7 million. This wasn't from the actual press conference. This is just something that I heard from different news sources. The price paid up front, however, interestingly enough, is not the actual final price for the park. It seems that the price the final price will be deemed based on how well Kentucky Kingdom performs over the next 3 years. So that was interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because I mean, I don't know that I really like that because it's almost like there's this is not me saying they're going to do this, but it does kind of give somewhat of an incentive to have the park not perform that
That's
well.
what I thought. And people were taking that as like, everyone seems to be taking that as like, oh, that's great. And I'm like, wait, but think about that. If the park is doing fantastically, then the price will be more, right? Like that's what I interpret from that. But a lot of people are going, no, that's a good thing. Maybe maybe we're not understanding it correctly. Maybe.
Yeah, I may not. There may be like some other stipulations that we're not understanding.
Some more, I don't know, but that was an interesting fact. Of course, the reason for this buyout is because Kentucky Kingdom was not doing well financially. They underperformed attendance-wise.
Actually, I did read an article where Ed Hart actually said, and this kind of has me a little bit concerned. For a reason that I don't think people are really thinking of. Ed Hart actually said that the ownership group is well-heeled and ready to continue even after the issues that they've had and with COVID.
He said the exact opposite in the press conference.
No, but he said they're getting up there in age.
He said that, yes, but he also said that COVID took a large toll on the park. And
no, he did say that. But what I'm saying is, he said that they are, like they don't feel like they're in a position. I mean, I'm not saying that COVID took a hit. That's a definite. He even was saying that there.
Yeah,
but he was saying.
I thought you were saying that.
Reason for him. No, the main reason wasn't that they felt like they were kind of screwed. It was that they feel like they're getting older.
I didn't interpret him as saying it was the main reason, but I interpreted it as that him definitely saying that was a factor. Yeah. And he himself stated that, I mean, it's always been Ed Hart's plan to sell the park, We've known that, like
I
that's
just
been documented since
here's the only thing going
2018.
through
We knew
my
that.
mind. The only thing going through my mind right now is that I hope there's not a medical reason that
Yeah.
this got sparked. Um, I don't know. It was just like when I was just reading some things and some things that Ed had said, and I just kind of had this like, "Ugh, I don't know. And I'm not, so there's no confirmation of that. Do not take that as a fact. I don't know anything. That is just purely like just something that was like, huh.
Clicked in your mind.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of it's interesting, but like he definitely said that they were like it was like the ownership group definitely was like they felt like they were up to it, but they just felt like they were getting up there in age, and it was time to move on. And they did also say that other park chains had actually approached them,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
Ed Hart actually approached Hershend.
Yeah. He reached out to
So
Hershend, exactly.
Hershend is who Ed wants it to go to. So
And I think that's definitely the best option out there right now, for sure.
oh yeah, hands down, I think they are.
Hershen's goals for the park include they're pretty great. Building the appeal for multi-generational families, hosting family-friendly seasonal and themed events and festivals, which a lot of people are happy about. They think that there's a possibility of seeing some Christmas and maybe even extended winter events for Kentucky Kingdom, because Kentucky Kingdom's never operated, I believe, into the winter season. So this would be the first time in at least recent history that they've done that. And a lot of people are also concerned that their Halloween event, Hallow Scream, will not be returning, because Hershend is very, it seems, conscious about making sure that these events are more for families than they are for those that want to be scared or go through haunted attractions and get that adrenaline pumping. It's more for, like, Dollywood, for example, does like that lantern event, I believe, and then there's like pumpkin decorations all throughout the park. They do more of that family-friendly Halloween event. So some people are concerned that the Hallow Scream event won't return.
The interesting thing is one of the other major concerns was that they were going to discontinue the sale of alcohol.
Yes.
And that is not the case. They actually have made that known. They are actually seeking out additional alcohol partners to actually sell in the park.
Yep.
So there's a possibility that this is maybe Hershend wanting to do
trying different things out.
Stuff, yeah, like stuff that they can't do at Dollywood and Silver Dollar City that they want to do.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see how much we see like an improvement upon this Hallow Scream event too. Because if you look at the previous year, like I think it was 2019 when they last did Hallow Scream, it looks pretty cheesy. It's not very done. It looks like something you might see at a local haunt attraction. It's not great theming or decorations or anything. I'm curious to see if Hershend maybe is like, hey, let's step it up and get some good decor, some good lighting, some cool smoke effects, do something like that. Because I know Dollywood, even though they don't do a Halloween event meant for horror, they do have good lighting and good decorations and good decor and good atmospheric tools, like smoke and fog, I believe they use. So I wonder if we see that, or if they're just going to say, let's just use what we already have with Kentucky Kingdom and just use those decorations. I don't know, but that would be interesting to see if we see Hershend actually try to do a Halloween event, a scary Halloween event too. That would be interesting to see, because we know they're pretty good at trying to create that atmosphere, that immersion in the atmosphere within all of their events. So it would be really interesting to see Hershend do something like that.
Yeah, that's actually a very, very curious thing. It will be interesting to see. I mean, this whole situation has me like, and I also want to be clear. People that are reading my tweets, like, it seems like when I say something, people have a knee-jerk reaction to what I said, and they don't really listen to what I'm saying. Because I've had a couple people already say, like, well, why are you being so tough on Hirsch? And like, that's not my intent. My initial concern with this was, as soon as this was announced, there were a ton of enthusiasts that were just like, oh, well, Dollywood and Silver Dollar City are absolutely amazing. So this is nothing but good for Kentucky Kingdom. And I have like, there's nothing that says isn't good. This could be really good. And the fact that Ed Hart likes this arrangement is a good feather in that hat.
Yeah.
But there's also, you can't just look at Dollywood and Silver Dollar City because that's not all of Herschend. Herschend has also had some failures as well. And yes, everybody comes up with their reasons of why why doesn't that count? I don't know. For some reason, when Herschend does a terrible job at a park, it should be forgiven because it like the park's not worth anything. But when Cedar Fair like doesn't do much with Michigan's Adventure, Cedar Fair is just a horrible company. I don't understand why they're different because it's the same exact thing.
Yeah, it's not.
You can't just erase that part. I'm in no way saying this is bad and Herschend's going to destroy the park. I'm just saying, don't, there's look at the whole picture.
Broaden your view on this than just Dollywood and Silver Dollar City are it, and that's all they've done. Yeah, just don't do that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
because this park cannot be a Dollywood and Silver Dollar City.
No,
it will not be. It's not going to be possible.
Yeah,
and I don't want it to be. There's not enough room. There's it's not going to be that. So I don't want to see people get their expectations up like, oh, this is going to be the next Dollywood when it's not. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, I don't know what happens. Like, well, just pay attention.
Yeah.
I think this could be potentially be really good. But we'll just have to see what happens.
And continuing on with the Herschend goals here for the park, I said they are going to build appeal for multi-generational families. I said hosting family seasonal events and festivals. They're also going to be enhancing product and guest experiences through rebranding and the addition of Herschend-owned programming such as costume character appearances, expanding of the off-season to provide entertainment to more guests, and building relationships with state and local tourism partners to increase awareness and enhance travel to Kentucky Kingdom, Louisville, and the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
I will say, I think that is something huge with this. I have a feeling that some of the issues with the Fair Board may have been the Fair Board just didn't like Ed.
I think so. I think they felt like he was like a rogue.
Yeah, like they just didn't like him. So I feel like I feel like Herschend knows this, and the fact that the Fair Board unanimously voted to approve this, I think that means that Herschend may have a better chance of working with the Fair Board.
I think they like that it's a corporation and it's run well and it has all these values of like family and all that, and it just seems very like good-hearted, wholehearted corporation, and so they feel like
at the same time, the Fair Board has been notoriously evil to the park. So,
and also I feel like there's more. Maybe Ed saying, "Hey, I can't do this, and I can't fight these legal battles. I can't do all this crap anymore." Maybe a corporation can actually withstand some ground with the board here and actually get some leeway.
Yeah, because I'm sure they have in-house counsel.
Yeah. So it could be like, hey, get this corporation in here that can actually deal with this stuff. I can't do this anymore, kind of thing. And if you watch the press release, to me it was absolutely hilarious. Like the head of the board of the Kentucky State Board was like, he seemed really like out of it. I don't know. He was like weird, and he was like his sentences weren't. I swear, go back. I swear, go and watch it. He only spoke for like a minute and a half or 2 minutes. He only spoke for like a minute and a half. Everyone else spoke for like 15, 20 minutes. He spoke for like 2 minutes, and like everything he said was just really strange, and he seemed really like disoriented and out of it. I was like, what is going on here? Like, how is this guy ahead of this huge like board? Like, it was just weird. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with the board there. However, I think this is going to be good, a good thing for Kentucky Kingdom, to be honest. It was really upsetting to see Ed Hart go. I mean, man, that guy is a legend, and I love him.
I think that's the bigger thing. with like people were like, the people that are like, I don't really like this idea, and then people attacking them saying, well, Hershen's not bad, like they'll do. I think a lot of it isn't so much Hershen taking over as it is
Ed Hart
Ed's leaving.
Yeah.
And I think that's the harder part about all of this is, just, it just sucks, that Ed Hart's not going to
I agree.
be in charge of this.
And it was really sad to see. I felt like it was almost like he was like handing his baby off to this corporation. I mean, it literally is his child. So it was definitely the hardest part of it. I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. I was seeing all the people walk up, the managers of the park, and I mean, they're not the managers. The like the CEO of Hershen actually was there, and then they had the interim park president, who was going to be Craig Ross from Dollywood, came up, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be great. They had the governor, the mayor, and then Ed Hart walked up, and I'm like, oh man, like this is the last time we'll probably see him publicly. As the head of the park. I mean, this is it. Like he's off, riding off into the sunset now. It was pretty sad to see.
Maybe he'll go by Kennywood.
Oh, maybe
somebody go by Kennywood, please.
Hershend. It seems that good thing most of the staff's going to be staying. We know that. Jesse Daniels of the park, who's the VP of guest experience, tweeted that out. And they also stated that in the conference that other than Craig Ross, the interim GM of the park, no one else is coming in from Hershen. I think they did shift around some of the people's positions. They said to more adequately fit their corporate format, but nobody is being let go of that I'm aware of. So this is good. This is good to hear. It gives me much hope that with the same staff that was under Ed's leadership, that this park, I think, still has great potential and it will continue to shine. If they were announcing, oh yeah, we got to get rid of everybody, we're starting over with our own corporate people, I'd be like, that's where I would start to go, Bob. I think we might be heading in a dark path here. But the fact that they're committed to withholding all the same staff members really is excellent, I think. But again, Craig Ross, former Dollywood GM, now the interim GM for the park. He states that they're going to rely on guest feedback to determine the changes at the park. So they're going to be sending out a lot of forms and questionnaires and polls.
Man, what a crazy concept! Listen to your guests.
He said that's all we're going to be. He said I will be outside the gate pretty much. I think he said every day outside the gate at the end of the park day to be listening to the guest feedback and hear what they want us to change, what they want us to keep. And then he said they're also going to be very very quickly releasing a 5-year plan for the park. That was stated multiple times by Craig. So be looking forward to that. I'm sure it'll be after the park's opened up and they have an idea of what their guests want, but look for that soon as well, for a 5-year plan from Hershen for the park. So for me, as much as I agree that there's a wide spectrum to look at here. There's Wild Adventures, there's Darien Lake, and then there's Silver Dollar City, and there's and Dollywood. It's going to be somewhere in the middle, I think, of how we see this park managed. It's not going to be Dollywood. It's not going to be Silver Dollar City, guys. Please understand that. But I also think we're going to see a great park come out of this. I think it's going to be improved. I think we're going to see some good things come out of this park. I think it has a lot of potential. And I think they recognize that. Hershen recognizes that. I mean, Louisville is one of the top, I believe it's the top 30 most populated cities in America. It has a large draw for tourism, so I don't see them mismanaging this park as they have other properties in the past. I just see they seem to be very committed to this. And I mean, to have such a great figure as Craig Ross, I'd known about him way before even this had even been announced. I know Craig Ross, I knew that name from Dollywood, and I knew he's done a great job with the park. So I just think they're committed here to really improving the park, which is great. We'll have to see though for sure in the future, but
yeah, this is definitely I think this is a positive thing for the most part. It very very potentially could be a positive thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The only thing that gives me a little bit of hesitation is the fact that they don't actually own the land and that stuff.
Sure, we can Yes.
Because people kept saying that when people would bring up Darien Lake, that was the response. Well, you can't count Darien Lake because they didn't own it. Like, well, then if that's your argument, that scares me. But I don't know. It's been a while, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I think this is the one thing that's going to be a problem, and I don't think this is necessarily a problem. But I think that enthusiasts are just like I. I have a feeling that it's going to like Ed Hart was all about enthusiasts.
Oh yeah.
Let's
oh
build
yeah.
a cool roller coaster. Let's build a cool roller coaster. And it worked for Kentucky Kingdom. And I just don't know if it's going to be that same pacing for the enthusiasts.
Yeah, I don't
And
think.
I think that enthusiasts need to understand that there's going to be other things coming as well.
So Craig Ross did say in the press
And-
release that they are committed to. I think he said, "We understand the value and importance of thrill rides, and that is our main product in the amusement industry. Like something of that nature. Like that is the main thing that we all expect roller coasters and thrill rides out of theme park. Kind of that was the gist of it. But he's like, we also will be adding to family. We also want to be adding to some family values for the park as well. So yeah, I don't think we're going to see it the same pacing, the same mentality of Herschend.
Right. And that's not
and
necessarily
that's not
a bad
bad.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this in the end might actually draw more guests in because you have that family aspect now, even larger. So for the park, it might actually be a better thing. Maybe not for the enthusiasts who want a coaster every year, but you got to think of it, from a business standpoint as well. I loved Ed's mentality with roller coasters, but it might be time for Kentucky Kingdom to go that route and to get some roller coasters every once in a while too, but to include some family rides as well.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a good thing. Just because that's a hole with Kentucky Kingdom. It's like it's really good for thrill seekers, but I don't know if you're. It's not. I don't know that in its current state. I feel like it's a family park.
Mm-hmm.
Like not that you couldn't take your family there, but it's. I don't know that it's the ideal park for a whole family to go to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
especially with like younger kids.
And having Holiday World, I mean, what, an hour away? People might go, let's just Holiday World has some more family. They definitely have more family rides there. Let's just drive the extra hour, and go to Holiday World instead. And
that's actually another thing that I do want to mention is a lot of people were bringing this up. Was like, oh well, now they're going to have to compete. No, I don't understand why people don't understand the competition. Like, amusement parks don't compete in the traditional sense. It seems like the whole industry actually understands that for me to succeed doesn't mean that you have to fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
okay.
That's the thing that it's like. There's an aspect of competition there to put yourself on the map. But I don't think it doesn't.
Theme parks
the example I used before. The example I used before. Like right now, Kane's Dominion is hurting because of Kane's Dominion's decisions, not because Busch Gardens is adding rides.
Though some might say, "Hey, Busch Gardens is definitely competing against them because look at that big billboard they put outside their park."
I mean, but at the same time, like you're not. Yeah, I don't really understand the dynamic between those two parks, but I mean, for the most part, a park rises and falls on their own merits, and it's not. I mean, just look in Pennsylvania. There's parks everywhere, and every single park in Pennsylvania knows every single park in Pennsylvania. They share parts. They help out each other. They're all different companies. They're technically competitors, but they all help each other.
The competition comes into play when you talk about like adding new rides and stuff. That's where it's like, oh, this guy just built this big ride, now I got to build this other big ride. That's where it's not necessarily like, let's get this park out of business, but let's build a ride that's better, and then he'll have to build a ride that's better, and then I'll have to build a ride that's better, and that's kind of where the competition
it still drives it, but it doesn't like. It's like when they build a ride, it might change how many times somebody goes to a specific park, but it doesn't. It has an impact to an extent, but it doesn't have the same impact. So like that whole argument of like, oh well, this is going to be them competing. Like, no, that's not how amusement parks work.
I
That's
thought
just
you were
not.
going to allude to the fact that Holiday World almost bought Kentucky Kingdom. That would have been
Oh
fun.
no. Well, that's another thing. Holiday World posted their 75-year video on Twitter the same day that this announcement was made, and everybody's like, "Oh, look, Holiday World soar." It's like, wait, you're saying they produced this whole video in a matter of like
minutes,
5 hours?
Minutes even. Like they had no idea this big press release was going to occur and what was going to be released.
Well, no, this actually happened before the press release, I think.
Oh, okay.
This was the night before. So it was like there were rumblings that morning, like this is what's happening, something's happening. And it's like, I don't really think that's, I mean, okay, let's put it this way. Maybe Holiday World went, you know what, we were going to release it this weekend, but let's just do it now because. But that whole thing isn't like, oh, Holiday World soar over it. No, Holiday World's just like, look, we're 75 years old and we're proud that we're still like,
existing,
a family-run park. Like, yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't think that was a shot like people make it out to be.
All right.
We got a couple other quick things here to mention.
Yeah, nothing that large, but Velocicoaster, something we've, I think, talked to death about, has a little bit more news. It hasn't opened. I know that's probably what you were hoping for. I'm sorry. That's not what's happening here. The walls have been taken down, though. So if you haven't been following along or haven't been listening to the show, we talked about it. They had these giant construction walls up blocking many views of the ride. And those have been taken down. So there's a lot more angles now to see the roller coaster, to watch in all its glory the ride perform its task throughout this beautiful surrounding that they've built. It's excellent. It's excellent to see it complete the course and to do all these awesome elements.
And this is something that could be an indication that opening is coming soon.
I think so. I depending, now we have to determine what is soon, but I mean,
well, yeah, but my point is, this isn't that, oh look, Busch Gardens changed the font of Iron Gwazi, so it must be opening, like,
or hey, they changed the wording slightly, so that means it's not opening.
Right.
I mean,
that's what I was alluding to. But I mean, they're taking down the walls, the construction walls that were up. That that kind of mean. I think that kind of is
that's
a good indication.
That's a good indication because typically you have the construction walls up to hide all that's going on. They don't want the public to see it until you open the ride. Then it's like this big unveiling almost. That's what most parks typically do anyway. So I think, and they've been doing this for a while. I mean, they started testing with riders. They were tweeting about stuff. They kept tweeting to people.
Well, apparently the testing with riders was actually photo shoot stuff. It wasn't necessarily testing. It was actually for photo shoots.
Okay.
I mean, I guess technically it would be testing as well, but that was.
I mean, it doesn't hurt.
People being on there.
It doesn't hurt.
It was
photo shoot where like someone's falling out of the coaster. Well, might need to
I
fix
think
that.
the difference here is there's a big difference between Velocicoaster and Iron Gwazi, and that is that when Universal opens an attraction, they have a line to Kentucky Kingdom for that attraction. For those that remember the Kentucky Kingdom tweet when Hagrid's opened,
the good old days of the Ed Hart era.
But the thing is, like, Universal, when Universal opens an attraction, they don't necessarily have to blanket they don't need to wait till they're at full capacity. Like, it might actually be ideal for them to be at limited capacity because it actually helps alleviate some of that.
And it also, think about it from a marketing standpoint. If you're at limited capacity, it's almost like this is a limited run almost product for however, like, people are going to be trying to get reservations as quickly as possible to get on this ride.
Yeah.
So it kind of acts in like as a promotion almost for them.
Right. Universal can sustain that throughout the whole summer.
Yes, that's
I mean,
100% true. But I think capacity
Busch
at some point
Gardens
will be
doesn't
raised.
have but you don't have the same effect with Busch Gardens and Iron Gwazi. They're more in the aspect of we should probably wait till we're at a higher capacity, as close as we're going to get, so that we can pack this thing full, because that's how they operate. That's how that park doesn't. It's like most regional theme parks where they don't really sustain that necessarily for that long. So I think that's why there may be disparity between the two.
Maybe,
I
yeah.
just think that Universal's a resort and Busch Gardens is a park. And I think that makes a difference.
I don't know though. I mean, it's sure, and I don't know. We'll have to see. It'll be interesting to see how this unfolds, because I'm thinking probably the majority of people going to Velocicoaster from if they open this up soon, and saying that soon is in the next couple of weeks, maybe just throwing that out there hypothetically. I think most of their draw is still going to be from the Orlando area. I don't think many people are going to be traveling from other areas. So if that's being said, and we can
see, I think that's the thing, though. I think Universal does have more of a draw from because it's a resort.
Yes, but I don't think
Because
right now, based on climate, I mean, based on COVID conditions, based on the fact that people are still working, it's not really spring break time or anything like that. There's no break period for people to be traveling. It's not summer yet. Most of the draw, as of right now, if they open up right now, will be from the Orlando area, I think. And that being said, you could
I don't know.
get
I
that same draw
agree
for
with
Busch
you on that.
Gardens. I think so right now.
No,
With COVID, right now, still not being 100%, people still worried about, I mean, Jesus, my school just opened up for the first time, and they're being sticklers about having to do all these protocols. I'm not going back, so, but I mean, they're like crazy scared. Like, it'd be amazing if I told any of my school administrators, I think, that I went to a theme park, they would flip out. Like they don't. It seems like there's two different worlds that I'm living in. Like this, so I think most people are still in that mindset that COVID's like awful and bad.
I disagree, because this like Midwest is really. I think there's a lot more people there that don't care. It's like, okay, so you went to Florida, great. How was it?
Maybe, but I think those people, those same people,
ish.
probably aren't traveling out to Orlando to go ride roller coasters.
I don't know. My point is, though, Universal's going to be drawing more from out of state.
I think if this opens up during spring break, you can make that argument. But if it opens up here soon, I think the argument would be
not everybody has the same break.
Spring break is in April typically, so April, any weeks in April, we can say maybe late March if they open it in late March. But I mean, if they open up, I'm saying like in the next week or two. I think right now the draw would be from the Orlando area, and that same people would go to Iron Gwazi. So that's what I
don't agree. I disagree.
Of course, Bob.
I mean, of course.
No, I'm saying like, of course, that's just how it works. That's the dynamic here.
Yeah.
If we agree this show would suck.
It's true.
Because we just go, yep, all right, next story.
Universal was just more of a draw from the out of state. Busch Gardens.
I agree that during the peak travel times, it is a draw from much larger audience, from a much larger geographic location. But I think right now, based on again travel,
a lot of people take trips during winter.
Yeah, like but I agree.
They take their kids out of school and they take off work and they go. Like,
yes. Yeah, I agree with that. On a normal year, I totally would agree with that. I think you have to factor.
Flights are cheap. That's another thing. Flights are cheap right now, so people are more prone to do it.
Why are flights cheap? You have to think about why flights are cheap, because not a lot of people are taking them because the flight schedules are doomed to be, or the flight corporations don't have a lot of people flying because of COVID.
But you don't have the biggest reason that draws that is because you don't have the business travel. But the individuals,
I agree, but the leisurely travel is also a big fact of traveling by air.
Like I said, it depends on what part of the country you're in. I don't think people are coming from here. Well, maybe West Virginia. I don't know. Virginia, like DC area. Like, I don't think people are really traveling from DC. Indiana, sure. I mean, I could see that everybody being like, "Oh, cheap flights, we're going to Florida."
Maybe I don't I can't I don't think so. I would like to see like some solid grounding for that, like evidence.
Well, I mean,
And I would love to, and you would love evidence in the opposite fashion from
I
my
would.
side too. Like really, I would just like to see
I would
the.
love to prove you wrong. I just want to prove you wrong. That's all.
I want to see the flight. Yeah, I want to see like the flights into Orlando, and like what percentage are from where and or for what, like for leisure, for business, for what. And
I would be curious.
it would be.
But that's the thing. I mean, the majority of people that fly are flying for business, and I think that's what's not happening right now, and that's why flights are cheaper, because they're saying, well, we don't have business travelers, so let's try to pad it with.
Okay, well then I'd like to
Personal.
see the statistics for like business economics flights versus just the standard flight. Or I mean, you can, because normally the people flying business have like those deals where they're in the economy section of the plane or in the business section of the plane, and then we could see like the
Yeah.
standard flight percentage, something like that. I would like to see if there's like a pie chart or something we could look at to actually confirm nor deny what we're saying in terms of where the travel is coming from, and even maybe Universal Orlando probably actually has that information, I'm sure, at their marketing level.
Yeah.
So, but we'll probably never figure that out. So it's based on pure speculation at this point. I just think right now the majority of their audience is from Orlando.
And I just think you're wrong.
Maybe we'll have to reach anybody that goes to Universal Orlando a lot. Let us know, please. If you and when you're there,
Or anybody who works for an airline.
anyone that works for an airline that flies into Orlando frequently, yes. All right. Well,
Send us-
we do a complete 360 from big, scary, giant dinosaurs to big, giant, scary pigs. Because apparently Peppa Pig's like 6 feet, 7 feet tall. So,
Wait, what?
yeah, look it up. Look up the height of Peppa Pig real quick, and you're gonna be surprised. I think she might even be taller than that.
No.
But yeah, I'm telling you, look up the height of Peppa
She's
Pig.
not that tall on my TV. Well, not my TV, but
Yeah,
my niece and nephew's TV or my parents' TV.
it's crazy, but yeah, we go from the Tyrannosaurus Rex to the Peppa Pig, and we go to the Peppa Pig because she's having a theme park open up here in 2020 at the Lego Florida Resort. She's 7 feet 1 inches tall. That is how tall Peppa Pig is.
That's according to the internet. I don't know.
That's according to our
It
fandom.
sounds like the Sun says according to the internet. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. I think people just like made it up, and so it was. I don't know. That's interesting.
Do we have to have a debate on the height of this cartoon character now?
No.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, so this strange cartoon that a lot of kids like
Wait, hold up.
is now...
So if she is 7 feet 1 inches tall, her dad is then 14 feet 2 inches tall.
Are we doubling the height of... Yeah. Of the dad?
This is based on calculations from on screen.
Sure.
Like with ratios in it.
What's wrong with that? If she is 7 feet 1 tall, that means she's already an NBA basketball player. Why can't her dad be taller than a known human? I don't see the fallacies in that. I don't see the...
I mean, you're right. You're right. Pigs grow to be 14 feet all the time.
Pigs got to
don't
be
know what
7
I was
feet all the time too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, they're Shaq O'Neal out there. I mean, yes, this British cartoon that I think is kind of a strange cartoon. I never really got into it, but a lot of people enjoy.
My niece.
I was kind of creeped out by it. It's going to be having a park. It's going to be separate too. So that was an interesting point that you made earlier when we were discussing. It's a separate look. It's a separate park. It is not part of the Lego Land Park. It's not an area of the park.
Well,
this is
it's Legoland is basically becoming a resort. They're
Yes.
joining Disney and Universal, and SeaWorld's going, man, why did we build these parks so far apart?
yeah. Why did we do Tampa and Orlando? We
I'm
could have just
telling
met
you.
him in the middle there. And
all of these like high speed transit systems, like people that are developing it need to like be pitching this to SeaWorld, because like they just need a super fast light rail from SeaWorld Orlando
to
to Busch Gardens Tampa, and then they just build a resort in Orlando, and oh look, here's the entrance to Busch Gardens Tampa, and they just jet you off to Tampa.
Or they could just build like a big underground tunnel that you walk like how many ever, like hundreds of miles to SeaWorld Orlando.
Oh my god.
The first one there gets free admission or something. You make like a big thing. If you don't die
Yeah,
in the
people
underground catacombs,
Yeah,
you win. You get the prize. You get the free tickets. So it was the top streamed kids show last year. So that is interesting. It's a big franchise, and it sold more than $1 billion in merchandise. So I assume that's why Legoland's like, hey, let's acquire this IP and let's build this park. I don't know we don't know anything other than we have a few concept arts, but you can't really see much there. You see possibly like a frog hopper, some like balloon air race type rides. It's going to be themed obviously to the Peppa Pig show, so it's very like cartoonish and bland, and like the show, like the atmosphere, the surrounding of the show is always kind of like very, very mellow, and it's very easy to perceive. There's no thing like, with SpongeBob but with like SpongeBob or Adventure Time or even like other kid shows, they seem very more in depth with their drawings and surroundings. Peppa Pig's always seemed like very bland to me, so that kind of has that feel to it. There's not like a lot of theming, to be quite frank. Like this front entrance is just like, or at least the one of the concept arts that we have is just like a weird patch of grass, some like really ugly bushes, and like some really weird looking flowers and a fencing, and it's kind of it. Like everything else is just like cement. And when you do like the Dr. Seuss land, that's like really like there's stuff everywhere and it's crazy and it looks awesome, and this just looks like pretty basic and generic to me. So, and that's what I've always kind of interpreted from that show.
I don't know.
That's based on my perception of the show that I know, and based on this few concept art that we have, that's what it looks like to me.
I wouldn't call it bland though.
I don't know if bland's the best
maybe
word.
It's just I grew up with less flashier cartoons. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's just very like one-dimensional and very weird looking.
One-dimensional.
I'm
It's a dot. It's a whole dot. The whole park is all on a dot.
all a dot. Very two-dimensional, sorry. It's just very like I can't put it into words. Just you'll have to look at the concept art. We posted a link in the description. Just look at that, and then go look at like the actual concept art for the show. Like they have like the picture of Peppa Pig and her surroundings, and you can see what I mean. There's literally just a green background. It looks like a 4-year-old could have drawn it. And then you go and look at like SpongeBob or something like that, and you have like actual great animation, and it's just that's what I was kind of contrasting it with. And
Are you really holding SpongeBob up to be phenomenal? Did that just happen? Did you just hold SpongeBob up as the example of animation?
above Peppa Pig? Yes.
Oh,
I mean, I'm just simply stating.
they're under the ocean. I don't think there's much difference. I mean, it's a different style, but like as far as like brightness and stuff, I think it's about the same. Actually, I think Peppa Pig's like brighter, maybe.
I don't care
I don't
about
know.
bright. Maybe I'm not delivering
let's
across
not
what I
argue about
mean.
another-
Maybe I'm not delivering across what I mean as much. But I mean, I'm just saying it's very boring. It's just like grass and some like it just doesn't.
James, here's
doesn't-
all I want to know from
It's
you.
not like Harry Potter World.
This
It's
is all
something
I-
cool or like when you go to Harry Potter World, it's like you're intrigued in this world and it's fantastic. And
I mean, Harry Potter World's kind of bland.
no, it's not. Not in the way I'm saying. Not like I'm not talking about the colors and the. I'm talking about the actual atmosphere that's implemented into this park, and it just doesn't like with this show. The show's just boring, and like it's the pig walking around a grass field. It's
All
just
right,
weird.
Well, here's the important
It's not like you're
question.
going to
This is the
Hogwarts
impor-
and you're traveling and doing all this weird stuff. All right, that's all I'm saying. So there we go.
So the important question is Peppa Pig more or less relevant than Peanuts?
More. I'm not arguing her relevancy at all, and I'm not questioning her popularity here.
Okay. I would actually have to agree with that. I think
I mean,
Peppa Pig
as I
is
just
more
stated, it's the
relevant.
#1 top streamed kids show last year. So
Is it really?
yeah, that's yeah.
I didn't
So,
realize it was that that popular.
Yeah, it is definitely more popular than the Peanuts gang. And I do want to point out here real quickly, I really strongly encourage you not to get into this. I'm just stating this. They
But
did.
you know what's going to happen.
I should just not bring it up. Actually, I'm just not going to bring it up. I'm going to withhold
No,
myself.
you're gonna have you got to bring it up now.
They're doing a new Peanut show, but guess what it's
It's
named?
already out. I watched it. It's the Snoopy Show.
Yeah, it's the Snoopy Show. Why?
Yeah, and because I've told that's in that whole argument. That's what I said. Snoopy is a character that they definitely
Snoopy
recognize.
is Peanuts.
Yes.
That is like he is Peanut. Like everybody else in the show has like very little popularity at all without Snoopy. Snoopy is like nobody knows Charlie Brown's name even anymore. I would be not shocked at all if you went to a school and asked who Charlie Brown was, and they were like, I don't know who that. Then you say Snoopy. Oh yes, Snoopy the dog.
They might. Yeah. And I've actually already watched a couple episodes of the Snoopy Show. It's actually really good.
Yeah. I'm not against. I love the Peanuts. I love them, but I just don't think they have the same relevancy as modern kids shows like Peppa Pig or anything like that. So that was my only argument then. I mean, I'm not saying that they're the most like preposterous TV show to base an IP off of or an area. Like, of course they're
not like the Snorks.
yeah, they're not like something crazy obscure.
Do you even know who the Snorks are? No.
They're nothing crazy or obscure or anything like that. I understand that, but I think in terms of their popularity, they are, in terms of other kid shows leveling up with them, they are irrelevant compared to others. That's all my argument was back then in the good old days of the Coaster Talk archives there. Whatever episode that was. I always feel like that episode was like yesterday, but it really was like so long ago.
Because we keep talking about it.
Because we keep bringing it up.
Go look up the Snorks sometime. Snorks. Yeah, that was a show when I was a kid.
Oh.
And crazily, my niece and nephew sat in front of it.
Wait, no, I
mesmerized.
totally have seen this before. 100%.
How?
100%. Not lying. I've seen 100%.
Unless you're thinking of Bubble Guppies, which I think Bubble Guppies is a ripoff of.
I'm not thinking of Bubble Guppies. I've 100% seen the Snorks. I don't know how. I can't explain it to you. When you said that, it sounded familiar, but I was like, I don't. Maybe it's just because.
How have you seen this? I don't understand. I don't understand how you've seen the Snorks.
Bob, I know I have because I know that that pet they had, that octopus looking thing. I remember watching it. I remember 100% remember seeing that character. I can't explain it to you, but I have seen it, without a doubt in my mind. I would not state it. I would just say nope, I haven't seen it if I hadn't. All right, well.
There you go, Palace. Come on, Palace. Bring us the Snork land.
If our child TV show talk has not turned anyone off, let's get back to some theme park related news here. Of course, we just talked about the Peppa Pig area, but now it seems for Virginia residents, there's a chance at capacity limits heading towards an increase. I don't know, Bob, you're the one that read into this more than I did.
Yeah, so the governor has actually just changed the limits in Virginia. They've all expanded. However, outdoor amusement parks at the moment remain hard capped at 1,000 or 30% of their normal capacity, whichever is lower. So essentially, it hasn't changed. However, they stated that if trends continue the way they're going, in April, they should be able to go to 30% capacity with no hard cap, which should increase the limits for amusement parks.
All right, so there's that potential, there's that probability that it happens.
Yeah, we don't know what their actual capacity is, so we don't know like how many more that is at Busch Gardens. I would imagine that's more. But I don't know what that works out to be, but it's certainly good news. And I think a lot of this is being fueled by the fact that we're getting into the summer months where things should, even if we didn't have the vaccine and stuff like that, things should calm down through the summer months to an extent.
Yeah, just like they did
Not
last year.
not that we take our foot off the gas. We need to wear masks and stuff like that. That's still important. But I think that's, it's fair to us. Things should get a little bit better, and then hopefully we can get a hold of it before we go back into winter.
Indeed. And if Busch Gardens is able to open at a higher capacity, that will be good for SeaWorld. And SeaWorld released their quarter 4 results this past day that we were recording. February 25th is when they released them. It's actually February 26th now. We've been recording so long that it is now
It is now another day.
It is now another day. So yesterday, they released their quarter 4 earnings and results. I'm just going to briefly hit it. I linked the full PDF, which is like 6 or 7 pages, I think, maybe even more, of their results, and it goes into depth. Financial stuff that I don't know that either of us really comprehend. But the attendance was at a decline of 2.5 million guests. It was 2.2 million guests. Total revenue was down. It was 154.1 million, which is a decline of 143.9 million from the fourth quarter of 2019. The net loss was 45.5 million, a decline from 21.4 million from the fourth quarter of 2019. And then the adjusted EBITDA, which cannot remember the acronym, what that stands for again. Do you remember? I said it earlier. I had it down.
I have no idea.
That means something important. All right, guys, just know that. I think it means like something with earnings. Earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. So that was 22.7 million, which is a decline of 61.2 million from the fourth quarter, and that is bad apparently. I don't know. Again, I don't necessarily know what. There's like a whole formula for the EBITDA. I mean, so sure. And then the admission per capita increased 9.4% to $41.44, while in-park capita spending increased 9.5% to $27.6. So there's some positives to take from it as well. Also, interestingly enough, SeaWorld hit the highest stock price they've ever had at, I think, about $46 since being publicly traded back in 2013. So a lot of people are just attributing that to, of course, it's getting into summer. Travel industry is going to be booming, people think, with everyone getting a little bit more used to there being not as many COVID cases and people getting back into the swing of, oh, okay, it's summer, I'm going to travel. So everyone's starting to invest more in the travel-related industry. So, yeah, that benefited SeaWorld with a price that's the highest ever recorded for them since 2013. That about does it for, unless you have something to talk about stocks.
Yeah, I mean, I just with SeaWorld, I think it's kind of, well, I may be wrong, but I think I recall hearing that SeaWorld is doing the best out of all of the chains in their performance. I don't know that for sure, but I think I heard that somewhere.
I don't know. If we're talking are we talking strictly price of stock, or are we just talking about results?
I don't know.
Price of stock, I think Cedar Fair. I think Cedar Fair has a higher stock price right now, but I think
they maybe grew more.
Yes, I think the overall growth. I think Cedar Fair declined a little bit recently.
Yeah,
maybe, but
so it's interesting with SeaWorld.
At least in the past day.
people for a while they've been trying to compare them to like late 90s Six Flags when they just went crazy building attractions, and but I think everybody's missing a huge part of this, and that is SeaWorld parks are stupid expensive, and Six Flags never was. So even though we see them building like crazy, we have to like put into perspective that it's not like they're like almost giving admission away like Six Flags was doing.
Yeah.
So I think that's something to consider. I think what they're doing is
They're trying to give you a
think they're
reason
doing
to buy those expensive. Like, hey, look, we have all
right.
these awesome attractions we're continuing to build. Yeah.
Yes, and I think that's the thing. I think they might be able to sustain this if they keep building attractions like that, and if they pay a little more attention to what their members are telling them. Because I think SeaWorld still has an issue with not not fully understanding how to optimize passes where, like, I don't know. In some ways there's two sides of this coin. They can be looking at this from the fact of, look, we got all these awesome rides and people are going to come no matter how horrible we treat them as members. Not that they're saying that outright, but, like, in a sense, it doesn't matter really what we do with the membership because people are still going to buy them. Or you could look at it from the point of view of it might start hurting them because the cost is so high, and even after you do that, you still have to spend more money in the park, which there's justifications for. And, like, I in some ways I don't know that they're walking that right balance.
But
of,
you also
like,
might have to
satisfaction.
take into consideration, referring back to late '96 Flags, why they failed, because possibly the prices weren't high enough. Their ticket prices. So maybe in
Right.
order to
And
sustain this
that's the thing.
business
But
model,
see,
they have
now
to have
they're
these
like,
high prices.
and they do, like, I don't believe me, I am all for paying more to go to SeaWorld. They certainly can. But
Really?
there's,
$300 pass?
well, but that's where it's not. And this is the other thing. It's not so much having a $300 pass. It's, I think the biggest thing that they are not realizing is they should be giving options to give access to other parks a little bit easier, because that would increase their chances of bringing somebody into a different park as well, which could increase spending in that park. I think that's the bigger problem. And then you have those issues where they're like, oh, well, you spent $360 for a membership, but we're going to basically make it null and void because we're going to give everybody in the pass below you the same exact things that you pay for. I mean, you can't do that stuff and still expect to keep your pass holders happy. And I think that might be the thing that they need to figure out, and they need to figure it out quick. And I'm not saying that what they're doing is going to fail, but I think if anything, the thing that could hurt SeaWorld is people just not paying the prices. Because I think now they're up to, I think Andrew Hyde just told me they were going up to over $100 for a day ticket. That's more than Universal.
I did not know that.
That's I haven't confirmed that, but that's what he had told me. I was having a little Twitter conversation with him earlier today. And I'm sure you could get discounts and stuff like that. But I mean, there's going to be a point where people are going to say no. And, there's that point where you have to find that happy medium, and I don't know if that they've actually found that. Certainly, they shouldn't be giving their passes away for $60, for the whole year like Six Flags does. But I mean, at the same time, I don't know that they're. I don't know. That's going to be the interesting thing that they're going to have to figure out. Because it's not only just the passes, but the stuff in the park is extremely expensive as well. And, I don't want to sit here and say, oh, this should be all cheap and stuff. Like, I understand you get what you pay for, but I also feel like there's a point where people are going to say, you know what, that park looks awesome, but we just can't afford it. Especially when you're targeting a family. If you're a family of 5, that's $500 to go to the park for one day.
But you said that SeaWorld
doesn't
Orlando was raising their ticket prices to $200, right?
No,
Possibly.
I think all the SeaWorld parks are. I don't know about that.
I don't think it's
like
all. I think it would probably be the Florida parks. I don't think. I mean, Busch Gardens, they would be raising their ticket prices by over $100 if they did that, because Busch Gardens passes or tickets are not, like, just a day ticket to Busch Gardens is not even $100, I don't think.
Well, they were like at 80.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more than that now, but still.
Well, I mean, right now they're still in this limited event tickets.
Special event, yeah.
Yeah, and even that's $40 for half the park.
No, it's $30. For Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I don't know about. I'm looking at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I don't know where you're looking.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. No, yeah, for St. Patrick's Day celebration and the Food and Wine Festival, it's $39.99. That's what they start at.
I'm looking at the Mardi Gras Festival right now. The St. Patrick's Day Festival has way more rides open, so that's why they're doing the whole park for St. Patrick's Day. That's why that's more expensive. Because they just released that on it. Actually,
I guess Busch Gardens we really can't.
But if we're talking about Orlando, I mean, Orlando voted to increase the minimum wage to, I think, $16 an hour by 2026.
Okay.
I think
right now, SeaWorld Orlando tickets are on sale for $20 off for $89.99.
Mm-hmm. But think about that. They're having to
original price is $109.99.
They're having to increase not only. Well, what I read off of one of the reports on the stock market said that the reason prices will increase most likely at SeaWorld parks is because the minimum wage is increasing. And not only are they going to have to increase prices, but they're going to have to start letting people go, and they're going to have to resort to using automation in place of employees, because the minimum wage is going to get to like $15, $16 in Orlando, and the CEO said that they're not going to be able to continue.
That's their. I don't want to get into a political debate, but
I'm just stating factual statistics. That's a quote from the CEO of SeaWorld. I'm not.
That's a quote from him, but that's not a factual. Like, there's no like.
No. I'm not. But I'm saying that's what they're.
I'm not saying it's not going to impact.
That's their business model, and that's what they're going to go out with. That's what they're going to do when the minimum wage rises to $15 an hour in Orlando. That's all.
Well, and it hasn't yet, and the tickets are already at $109.
No, but I'm saying if they do a gradual increase to $200, that's what he was stating. Like, prices, and I think he said prices and jobs, prices will increase, jobs will decrease. That's what he's said. And that I read a stock an analysis of the company, and he stated that.
See, now that makes me angry, because that's like. I mean, people have to be able to afford to live, and that's fine if that's what they need to do. But like, that's gonna hurt them too.
Possibly.
I mean, but what I'm saying is, right now, without that happening, tickets are $109.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the
same price as Universal.
To me,
at SeaWorld,
yeah, that's not too crazy to me. Are you saying that's absurd or something?
Yeah, and when you could go for the same price, you can go to Universal Orlando.
One Universal park though, which is not the whole resort. The whole resort, to get to all the resort, is not $109. Because when we go to Florida, we're having to pay $200 for a ticket to get to the all resort access, and that's even a discount off of that.
Ticket.
No, it's not a 2-day. There's a 1-day ticket option. I don't think the full resort is $100 at Universal, because that would be highway robbery. If you get to the entire Universal resort for $100, that would be kind of crazy.
You still can only go. You still only have a limited amount of time there.
But it doesn't matter. You get the whole part. Like, that's kind of crazy. Think about that. If you get
they're both $109 for a 1-day ticket.
You get one day
So
tickets to
the
either
thing
park.
is, you
To
can't-
either you get
I mean,
you get one park.
if you're gonna go to both parks, you're gonna have a 2-day ticket, and that's where you can get the hopper, I believe.
And the hopper is more, but that's what I'm saying. It gets more expensive in that aspect.
Not really. I don't think so.
It does. The park hopper is, I believe, expensive as well. I'm not.
Even so, forget that. Just going to Islands of Adventure there's more to do there than SeaWorld Orlando.
I don't know about that. Depending on
You don't
your.
think so?
No, I mean, I'd say there's about equivalent attractions and shows and experiences to partake in at both. I haven't been to either park. I can't. Once I go to Florida, we can 100% confirm that. But based on what I know there's a considerable amount at SeaWorld Orlando to do. I mean, they have more roller coasters than Islands of Adventure, I believe. Or maybe the same amount, but they have 4 at SeaWorld Orlando. And how many they have at Islands of Adventure? I think it's about 3 or 4 too.
I don't know. You can get a 2-park 4-day ticket for $181.
Is that per day or?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
No, I think that's. Oh, it's buy a day, get 3 days free.
Gotcha. SeaWorld Orlando is 200 acres. Islands of Adventure is only 100. So it's double the size. So there might even be more attractions to do in terms of seeing the animals and watching the shows and doing some other than roller coasters. But even so, I think they have either the same amount or more roller coasters.
Two park 1-day ticket is $164.
2-day, 1 park ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
No,
you're still
2-park 1 day.
2 park 1 day.
So it's a little more, but I mean, in the
But in the grand scheme of things, you are technically getting the same. You're getting since our Islands of Adventure is only 100 acres, and then I would assume the Orlando Resort is probably about 100 too. That means you're getting 200 acres or so of a park. You're getting that same size park for that price.
I don't think. I don't. I don't think. I don't think SeaWorld Orlando is worth $109. I mean, that's far more expensive than Cedar Point.
Okay.
I mean,
but you're
you're
in a different economy down there. I mean, I just think there's more factors into it than, and again, the quality, the upkeep, the animal experiences. There's different aspects. I'm not going to justify $109. I'm not saying that's necessarily ideal, but I think there's reasons for it. I don't think it's absurd or crazy at all. But nonetheless,
I don't know. It's just getting expensive, and they're going to hit a point where people are going to be like, no. I mean,
maybe
that's just my.
And I think that's
fear.
where they'll reevaluate as a company and see what they need to do from there forward.
That's what I'm saying. That basically that's my whole point. Is they're not. Everybody's like, oh, they're just building these rides like crazy, and they're going to like run themselves into bankruptcy from it. I don't think that's the problem. I think they're more likely to push customers away because of costs, before they actually end up in that situation.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's
I'm
all
saying.
right. I mean, we'll see. We'll have to see. It's a good speculative take, I think, and it's something that could occur for sure.
And they absolutely need to. They need to communicate with their members better, and they need to make things more clear. They have to do that
in this age of social media too. They need to.
I still don't know what's going on with my pass. I have no idea. They quit charging me. Hopefully I still have a pass. I don't know how long they're not going to be charging me for. We've been told nothing at all.
Yes,
and
someone in the
frustrating.
communications department of that park needs to be fired or needs to be awoken from a slumber. I agree with that. Because we have no.
I mean, that is not how you treat somebody that spent $360 on a pass. I don't care what it is. If I'm spending $360 on Cedar Fair has been completely upfront and we know what's going on. Everybody knows what's going on. They made it simple for one thing, and they're like half the cost to get into all of their parks. It's just,
Yeah.
they need to
Path
also
system
consider
sucks, as we've established in the communication from their business, from their corporation, is definitely not ideal at all in the slightest. But we got to get on to the next half of the show because, Bob, we're playing a game. It's going to be exciting. We're going to be having 2 contestants on to partake in a game we're calling Which One Is It? We'll introduce the contestants and talk about the game right after this break. Goddamn. Whew. That went way longer than we needed to go.
Yeah, I didn't realize how long we were going. I guess we talked about Kentucky Kingdom a lot.
You
That's
guess?
where a lot of the time went.
I think more went into the Peppa Pig and
Well,
SeaWorld thing there first.
Well, SeaWorld was, I was kind of thinking we needed to fill time, but like, I forgot about Kentucky Kingdom.
And we still have to talk about the weekly poll now, in the second half of the show.
Cam's out. Good night, Cam.
I'm out too.
Yeah. We're going on autopilot.
Yeah, have you ever seen that movie Click, like with the remote with Adam Sandler?
I don't know if I've ever seen that or not.
It's a pretty good movie. It has Christopher Walken in it too. But yeah, he like basically has this remote that can like fast forward and rewind his life and stuff and pause it and stuff. And sometimes like, God, I wish I could have that. Just rewind real quick till I'm in bed.
Yeah. Yeah, there's more, Cam. A little bit more.
We got to record the weekly.
Finalize the,
Oh shit!
yeah, the
Bob,
weekly pool stuff.
We never figured out a weekly poll for
What?
next week.
Oh, God. No. 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 Cam,
what's something-
what's the weekly
Hey,
poll?
remember, Bob? Remember in the Discord chat, somebody said we should put something in the polls. I think Alex said something like that.
Oh.
I'm trying. Oh, it's the 0G roll thing. The zero G stall.
I don't remember.
It's Daniel arguing what constitutes a 0G stall. That's what Alex had to take to the polls. I think he was joking, but I mean, screw it, kinda.
We can do whatever you want. I'm about to fall asleep. I'm tired.
Bob, you're killing me. If it's not
The
that,
poll
then
question is, do you think SeaWorld's too expensive?
we can do that. Do you think they're too expensive now, or do you think they're getting too expensive, or what? Because your argument is
do
more
you
that they're going to
think-
get more expensive, not that.
Do you think SeaWorld may push guests away from price? That kind of opens
Due
it
to
up to
price.
now. Yeah.
Goddamn.
I don't it's such. I think I'd feel better if SeaWorld actually treated me better. I think that's what it boils down to. It's like,
You don't deny their business success. It's just like they don't. Yeah. They're
Yeah,
they
I
don't
mean,
treat their
like,
stakeholders great.
I know they need more money, and I'm not opposed to that, but
Their corporate identity needs to shift.
like the other thing is their platinum passes, like for Busch Gardens, should actually be cheaper than Florida residents, but they're not. It's actually cheaper to buy for Florida residents. They have 2 parks.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that's like they need to like consider
I feel like
that.
there's a lot of miscommunication, but that's how corporate parks work. I mean, not just SeaWorld. I mean, Cedar Fair, I'm applying, and I was told on the phone that they're starting payment. My starting pay would be $9.50, and then I go to the Cedar Fair website and look at theirs, and they're like, "Oh, it's $10 an hour actually," and I'm like, "Wait." So I was told by an HR representative that it's $9.50, but the actual official website that you're sending me to says 10. What the heck? Like,
Mm.
it's just, I think corporate parks just, they don't have great communication.
Unless it's 50-cent hazard pay.
Maybe, but I mean, why wouldn't they say that
Well, it's easier. Well, I mean,
on the website? Like, someone needs to say that. Like,
does it really matter?
$10 versus $9.50 is kind of a big deal.
No, but I mean, what I'm saying is, does it matter? Like if I mean, you said 9.50, you're still interested, so now it's 10. Like, oh, okay, cool.
I was
But
under the impression it was going to be like 8. To be honest, they don't tell you out front.
But
Like,
I mean,
you have to apply to figure out what the pay is too. Like, they don't say what the pay is.
well,
Up
yeah,
front
that's
either.
normal.
I know.
That's
But
normal.
that's what I'm saying. Is like, so then I was expecting it to be $8. I went in this $9.50. I'm like, great. But then their other website is saying the exact, like, the higher price. So I'm like, someone needs to
Yeah.
communicate thoroughly that this is what I'm being paid. I don't care if there's a
Well, but it doesn't matter because you're like you'll get to an offer, like that could change when they make an offer. They may change, like say, like here's his experience. Like you may actually get more. It's like that's just the way it works.
I don't know. But also, like, if they give me a promotion or something, I don't want them to be like, "Oh, we're giving you a promotion from 9.50." Well, no, it said 10 originally, so I should be getting, instead of going from 9.50 to 10.50, I should be going from 10 to 11. Like, does that make sense to you? Like, I don't want a promotion if it. I mean, I don't care. I want a promotion, but I don't want it to be only a 50%.
I mean,
50
promotion
cent.
will be just based on what you start at,
I know,
and your start after your
but
interview.
what am I
when they give
starting
you
at?
an offer.
That's what I'm saying.
They'll give you an offer.
I've already got the job.
Oh, you have an offer letter?
I don't have an offer
Or-
letter. How they're doing it is I've applied. They've accepted me. I'm putting in my information now for them. I mean, I'll go and get processed at the end of March.
Then they'll give you the information then.
Yes, but I'm going to be going up there, and they're going to be telling me you're getting paid what? Like, I would like to, and then am I going to have to argue my way and be like, you said 10 on the website? I would like to be paid 10. I want to get paid as much as possible. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they say 10, I'm not going to be like, hey, I want $10 just because I want $10. But if they say it on the website, I'm under that impression that should be what they're doing. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't really want to get into this too much, but
I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's not that abnormal.
I think it's not that abnormal. I agree. Corporate entities miscommunicate with one another all the time, and things like this happen, and it sucks.
But that's not. I mean, that's not even. I mean, we're talking about a price that is out. Like, it's not. I don't know.
Someone's
It's
figure has
just-
to be wrong.
Huh?
Someone's-
No, I mean, it's just the way they do it in Orlando, and Busch Gardens is like, no, we're going to charge this much, and
I'm talking about me being paid still.
yeah, but I'm saying that's not really the same as like the pricing difference.
No, I'm not talking about with the tickets. This has no relevancy to the argument you were making earlier.
Their SeaWorld's oh no, that's San Antonio. Their
Oh.
platinum pass is $199.
Oh yeah, I was gonna buy it there, and then they were like, "No, you can't redeem it if you're a Virginia member." Oh my god, I'm gonna move to West Virginia.
Wait, you can't buy it in San Antonio?
I was gonna buy a San Antonio pass, and then use it at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. But I'm pretty sure they don't allow that. You can't be a Virginia resident or whatever, and
I thought that was only Sesame Place.
no, I think it's every. They don't want you to go on a trip to Texas and buy the cheaper pass and then use it at. Oh no, what it was? Oh, that's not what it is. I think that might be. I think that might also. What it was also is that I wouldn't get any of the perks at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. I would just have the pass. I wouldn't. I would have like, and then what would I do? I would have the perks to San Antonio, but I'm not gonna be in San Antonio ever. So.
Oh, damn it, Kim! I want it now too.
I want it all. I want
Listen.
it all.
All right.
I
Anyway,
want
what's
it all.
is that's gonna be the
I
poll?
want it now. No. I don't like
Huh?
that. Nope.
You serious?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, good.
You asked it like if it was a question though. Like, is it the poll?
I
Nope.
don't know.
I don't feel like it.
It's hard.
All right, are you ready? Let's just do this as quickly as possible.
Maybe on the tab. Okay. 3, 2.
Oh shit! I clicked the wrong button.
And then we just end the podcast. Shit. And it's done.
Welcome back from the right after Andrew and them leave. Shit. I'm now banking with SunTrust, by the way. Is that cool?
They're assholes.
They're cool.
That's who I had when I lived in Florida. They sucked really bad.
They're good now.
They may have been better. May have got better now, but they suck.
They also partner with BB&T. I'm trying to find. Wait, we got a result from somebody on the website.
Chime is the best.
I think Wells Fargo is the best.
No, Chime is the best. You should seriously look up Chime.
I'm kidding. Wells Fargo is awful.
They are, but you really should look up Chime. And if you bank with them, let me know and I'll send you a link where we both get money.
I mean, I already bank with SunTrust now, so.
Everything's in an app. It's awesome.
The thing is, I want to withdraw. Where do I withdraw with Chime if I wanted to withdraw cash?
You use the ATM. I mean, you can use any ATM,
Yeah,
but
you'd
you
have
use
to
the
pay.
ATM finder. No, well, wait. Let me finish. Use the ATM finder in the app to find free ATMs. There's a good number of them. I think like the ones at 7-Eleven are free.
I wish I would have confronted you before I did that then.
It's awesome. You can't overdraw. Well,
I
guess technically.
I have a student account with SunTrust, so I already can't. Like, they allow you to like do a bunch of stuff that they normally wouldn't. If that makes sense. I'm tired.
There's no fees at all. Period.
There's no fees with the SunTrust thing either, so that's part of the student thing as well. There's only a fee if you don't choose to go paperless, which I chose to go paperless because I don't need paper stuff. Like, I don't need mail and all that. I just bank on my app.
I love everything on the app, and it's so like I don't get a checkbook. If I need a check, I just like click in the app and it mails a check to wherever I need it to go.
What if you need to do a check at a store or something?
I just use my debit card at a store. I mean, who uses checks?
Some people. I'm really... Oh, here it is. Okay. I was struggling there for a second to find some submission. All right, so we got a submission from a guy named Paul. Can I see what he said? All right, there we go. Are you ready?
Three. Wait, where am I? Oh, yep. 3, 2.
Thank you again, Andrew and Clint, for coming on. It was great to have you. I don't know if I want to
Yeah,
start
that
off
was
like
a blast.
I don't know if I want to.
Excellent.
I don't know if I want to start off like that. I feel like when we ended with them, I already said thank you like twice or 3 times, so I don't want to keep saying it.
3, 2.
That was a lot of fun. But
It was.
it is now time to discuss the weekly poll for this past week, which was what was the most intriguing rumor we talked about last week. And of course, that aged poorly because one of our rumors developed into not actually being a rumor and was a story we talked about on this week's episode, actually, with Kentucky Kingdom.
So actually, if our weekly poll this week was when will Iron Gwazi open, does that mean that within this next week Iron Gwazi will be announced? No, I'm kidding.
I think so. I think that's how it works.
Iron Gwazi.
Everyone's betting on us now to make that our weekly poll. All right. Well, again, it was what was the most intriguing rumor we talked about on last week's show. We got a considerable amount of responses from our audience, which is great. Love that. 22 people voted for the Kentucky Kingdom teas. 4 people voted for the water country soil tests that we talked about, which is again have to do with the Rampage attraction that they seem to be going to replace. And then we talked about the Busch Gardens Williamsburg Giga potential change in not only layout but ride experience and overall ride type as well. And that got the most votes with 26 votes. So we did get some people writing in and explaining their responses. I'm first going to read a message we got from someone named Paul who wrote in on the website. I appreciate you using the website because that's awesome. We just updated the website, so now from now on, everyone, weekly poll will be up on the website, coastertalkpodcast.com/poll. Anytime you want to answer the weekly poll, he wrote in and said, Kentucky Kingdom, I was pretty confident had been bought. Busch Gardens Williamsburg Giga, though, I have no idea what's going on with. I like the idea of a Giga Raptor / single rail, whatever you want to call it, though. So he likes that concept that we talked about. With the
I do. I like that as well. And the more I think about it, the more
you like it.
Just make a lot of sense. I mean, the ultimate. I want them to go to Intamin and say, "Hey, can you build us Volcano?" I mean, it is an Intamin. That's who. I mean, why not?
But have they done an invert in a long time? I mean, I guess they did. They did with the
the
Chinese coaster that they built a few years back.
And they just built another Impulse, which is Volcano.
Yeah, but it's not.
I mean, that's Volcano's technology. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That the whole thing is. Actually, that was one thing that I got into a discussion with this maintenance employee at Cedar Point, Winter Trail Out, and they actually said that they used a lot of the parts from Volcano on the Impulses. That's how similar they're the same exact technology.
All right.
So I mean, there's nothing that prevents it from happening other than they're probably just not going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not totally against the
awesome.
theory of it, but I don't think that's what the park's going for. We'd have to reevaluate your assessment of competition too if they actually did that, of whether or not the parks compete like that.
Well, like we said a little bit before, though, there is a little bit of a different dynamic between Kane's Dominion and Busch Gardens, and I don't really understand it.
All right, so we also got another response explaining the decision to vote for the Busch Gardens Williamsburg Giga because I think the Giga idea is weak that they have currently, and would like to see what they come up with if it is a new potential layout or ride experience. So I agree. I think we all can agree that Giga, whether shuttle Giga, whatever, is is definitely not the most exciting project, and it really, I don't think anyone was too hyped about it. So if they did change it, I totally would be interested to see what they would do with
I
it.
still go back to what I said initially when we first talked about Drakkenspire, that it would be I'd like a lot more if it wasn't that tall. Just because I don't want it to be the Giga, and then we won't see, another Giga.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would love to ride it, but I kind of would like to see something different. I just think it'd be better. Although I hate to lose that name. Like, that's such a great name.
It is a good
Everything
name.
the best name in coaster history.
It is a
So
fun name.
that won't be usable, but anyway,
Maybe they can incorporate some sort of,
some Spire and
yeah, maybe. All right. And then lastly, another response supporting their vote for the Busch Gardens Williamsburg rumor, because I'm curious to see the next potential coaster after Pantheon. And of course, we all are looking forward to that. So, yeah, that is it for this week's weekly poll. We got a nice little response there from you guys. Thank you again. And for sure, try to vote on their website. That we like that, and especially because you can include your name. Not always with the Instagram and Twitter, we don't always know your name from your username and stuff. It's interesting to know, like, who exactly is reaching out to us. Like, maybe we'll get some more responses from Paul, possibly. It's like we almost get to develop that interaction with the audience more than just at user 415 said this. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So we appreciate that, Paul. Thanks for writing in. All right, the weekly poll for next week, though, is pertaining to something we discussed right before we left for the break and came back for the game show when we talked about SeaWorld. So do you think, as an audience member, that SeaWorld may push customers away due to a higher price in the future? So when they start increasing their prices, do you think that's what the outcome's going to be, that their customers just slowly fade into nothingness almost? Or do you think that won't become a factor? That is all up to you guys to answer on this week's weekly poll, again, by going to coastertalkpodcast.com/poll, or by answering. We'll have, of course, the poll always is up on our social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all at Coaster Talk Pod, except for Twitter, which is at Coaster Talk _pod. And then Bob's Twitter account at Coaster Talk Bob as well. You can follow, where he'll do some industry speculation, some commentary, some analyses.
And most likely complain about stuff.
Complain about, theme parks. And also, if you want to support the show, please do so by going to coastertalkpodcast.com/shop and getting our name out there by wearing some of our merchandise. It means a lot. And I think we have some pretty cool designs if you're interested. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel, where we will be producing a lot of content, especially as the parks reopen. I'm going to be getting my camera out more. That's more of my field of expertise with the YouTube channel side of things. Bob will be on there every once in a while, but it's typically where I do some video.
I'm too old for social media.
If you want to,
except Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter's about the furthest Bob will extend into the realm of social media. If you want to contact us, though, with any comments, questions, or concerns, or if you want to leave an audio file with the show, email us, james@coastertalkpodcast.com or bob@coastertalkpodcast.com, or contact the show at coastertalkpodcast.com/contact. Thank you guys all so much for listening to this week's episode. It was a blast. It was a long one, but it was a fun one. We appreciate each and every one of you guys out there. Thank you for sticking with us. We did hit 20,000 all-time listeners. I do want to get in that really quickly. That's a big feat for us, so I really appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you guys all for sticking with us throughout the years, and we'll see you guys all on next week's show.
Yay. Yay.
Did we do it? Are we there yet? Where's the code?
I can't see the code.
All right, live stream done. Good night. We gotta go. You guys understand. I don't even know if there's anybody there anymore. Bye.
Good night. Whoever can't camera use. Oh, there. He didn't regret. That's good.
It was a good episode. Yeah. See ya, Cam. Go to sleep. Get some rest.
See you. Yeah. Good night, Cam. And